the Western Oval, home of the Bulldogs. Footscray and Adelaide clash on AFL Sunday.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, from the Western Oval in Melbourne. A cold, wintry blast hit this ground about an hour ago. The rain has stopped now, though, and conditions should be okay for football. As I said, it is going to be pretty cold. These two sides have met on a few occasions. 4-2 is the record in favour of Footscray. The Bulldogs eyeing a position in the 8 at the end of the year. And, of course, mathematically, it's not impossible for Adelaide still to actually make it. Even though they have lost 4 out of their last 5, their last win was against the West Coast Eagles by 4 points in round 17. And earlier in the year in round 5, of course, Footscray won by 17 points at Football Park. It's 9th versus 12th, but it should be a pretty good contest out there in the middle this afternoon. Crowd building up. Last week we had a Fitzroy West Coast game here at the Western Oval and only about 5,000 fans turned up. I can assure you it's a lot better, at least double that here this afternoon on Multicultural Day. Speaking of multicultural, good afternoon to Don Scott.
Good afternoon, Peter. Yes, it was very cold earlier and the wind was favouring the far end and I thought, well, it's not going to be much of a game, but the wind has dropped and I think it'll be a good game today.
I think it'll be a very good game and as I said, mathematically, Adelaide still can make it. They must win every game, of course. Footscray in a much better position. If they win today, they'll be back in the 8. Let's take a look at their side now, Don.
Yes, and Luke Beveridge, and he's been a real surprise packet. Won the best and fairest in Melbourne in 1989 in their reserves. And Scott West has also been a surprise since going to midfield. So there's 2 youngsters that have got their opportunity. There's 1 or 2 others in there. Southern's another one that's got his opportunity this year and been a very, very good player. So there's a good blend of youngsters, youth and experience. Tony Modra, who has been struggling a little bit, and Sean Wren, who has had an outstanding season.
Yes, I was talking to Neil Curley in the car coming out, whether he thought he might be a chance for the Brownlow, and I think he'll poll very well. Let's look at their team.
Yes, I think he'll do exceptionally well too. And Ben Hart is, he's getting better. He's like a good wine, getting better. He's only still young though. Jamison's been a terrific for them at centre half back. And we mentioned Sean Wren. I think he's just had a superb season. And I agree with Neil. I think he's a real chance.
All right. We'll take a break and be back for the bounce in just a moment. Footscray and Adelaide from the Western Oval, the first quarter after this.
That's what I like about it. Yeah, that's the thing about me. The thing about football.
Clusack.
Welcome back to the Western Oval. That's what we call a murder of crows. And if you want to get into the grand final, there are a couple of ways. You can parachute in, but here's a unique way, and you can help lots of people by doing it. Craig Willis.
Swapping places with the likes of Pat Cash or Alan Border and tossing the coin on grand final day this year. Well, here's your big chance. Rotary Australia is raffling the coin toss. The minimum purchase is 5 $1 tickets. You can get your chance by phoning free call 008 066 366 and have your credit card handy. Or by sending a self-stamped addressed envelope to this address with a cheque or money order. You've got to be in it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yes, it's for a great cause too. The Footscray squad, and Neil Curley's got his thermal underwear and everything else on down there, haven't you, Curls?
Actually, it's not too bad at the moment. There's no rain, but just talking to the great Footscray great Gary Dempsey, who is in charge of the ruck work down here. He says that the Footscray boys are really pumped up for this game because if they can win today, they're looking at around about 6th or 7th spot in the ladder, which is very important, of course, for the Crows' point of view. It is virtually a do-or-die game. If we drop this game today, that is 94 finals hopes gone, buried, dead.
Curls, what's the wind like down there?
There's a little bit of wind which would be going to left of the screen. It's not a great deal. It's more or less going into the outer side over there. I'd say it'd be possibly a two-goal breeze if you use it. But you'll be able to score to the other end. The ground's in fantastic condition, something unusual for Western Oval in July, August. But no, it promises to be a very tough game of footy, and it's an opportunity today for a lot of these Crows players who haven't been performing to really stand up and show the football public in Victoria that they are prepared to play tough, hard footy.
You going for the Crows?
I'd like to see the Crows win, but no, I'm favouring Footscray.
Okay, thanks, Curls. There's a big shower of rain coming too, so I think you better get under cover. Pete McKenna, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pete. Good afternoon, Donald.
Yes, Peter, and it should be an entertaining game today. It's going to be interesting to see the matchups, and the one that's going to have a real bearing is these two fellows who will contest the first bounce down, Grigic and Wren. Anderson, who's been picked, he is being picked up by Scott West, and West has had an outstanding season, Pete.
Well, I'm with you. I'm looking forward to Wren versus Grigic. Wren, I think, is the most promising young ruckman I've seen for years.
And McGuinness, it's interesting. Cameron with him. I thought Costa might get the job there.
Adelaide going to the left in the first quarter. Croft has the job on Modra. Rashuto overruns the ball. Liberatore at the bottom of the pack gets taken down in the tackle by Ben Hart. That's a role reversal for you. Libber leading the tackles again.
Actually, the ground in perfect condition, Pete.
Yes, despite that very heavy shower we had coming out. Grigic, Anderson, past Hart. Chance for Wiedemann, another boy from Fish Creek. We've got a couple today. And on the Dougie Hawkins wing, the Hawk has got a free kick.
Doing all right across the half-back, Doug.
Plenty of options in the middle. He can go to Hunter, who we saw first. Transfers it out towards half-forward. Big Ilya, runs into trouble in Wren. Not something I'd like on a day like today. Quill. Grant. Good mark.
It's interesting to see whether Footscray continues that pattern, Peter, of bringing the ball across, because I was interested in Tony McGuinness addressing the Crows players before the game, and he was indicating if the Crows are kicking to the area in which Footscray, the end of which Footscray are now kicking, bring the ball out to this side as Footscray did. So it'll be interesting to see whether Footscray stick to this plan.
Well, it's a good idea with the wind at his back. Goes at goal. He's not going to get it. Mark to Wren in the goal square. He gives it off to Jamison.
Good play by Wren. Back towards Smart. Smart versus Grant. That'll be a terrific battle. Well played by Nigel Smart. Gets it back to Jamison. Two very good players in defence for Adelaide, and eventually is forced to the line. Now, that was Matthew Liptak racing hard at it. Now, the Crows have really got to show character today, as Neil Curley said. It's their last chance. Here's Grigic. Well, Wren was caught away from the play then. Cameron onto the left boot. Brings it into Richard Osborne. Oh, good lead and a beautiful kick by Cameron.
Actually, it was an excellent passage of play from the ruck to Cameron. Cameron in turn to Osborne. Osborne's been a little bit in and out of recent weeks. He bursts in and kicks a few goals, and then he goes missing for a while.
Well, I don't want to moz him, but he is a great kick of a football, Richard Osborne. Fairly windy, so won't be easy, but from 45 metres out to the right, tries to swing it back, and he does so. A beautiful kick for a goal. So first blood to the Bulldogs, and again Richard Osborne showing his outstanding kicking ability.
Well, actually, that was an excellent kick for goal because, as you mentioned about the breeze, we see the breeze in the hair as he comes in. He started that to the right and allowed the breeze to bring it in. That was excellent. Very, very good football indeed.
Wayne Carey did a similar thing yesterday at Princes Park. It was like a drawn one-iron shot from Greg Norman. Back to the middle, the sun is out, looks summery. I can assure you it's not. Wren, opportunity for him. McDermott's in there. Johnson tried to crash his way through, and it's going to be a bounce. Still in the centre square, only a couple of metres from the circle. And that big black cloud just over the Westgate Bridge, I'm hoping that misses us here. About a kilometre away. Grigic doing well. Anderson past Cameron. Footscray with the numbers. Still Cameron. Still he goes. Kicks to right half forward. Grant can't take the mark. Smart, good defensive work over the top. Lee sees the ball safely over the boundary line. In Footscray's right forward pocket, in front of the Footscray Community Hill there, which is a temporary structure. Multicultural day here today at Footscray, and we've had plenty of weather too. Expected top 12 degrees, currently it's 9. Pittman taps it down, off the ground. Hart, no mark taken. Wren from a standing start and gets good meterage too. Southern tried to get a fist on it. Opportunity for Wallace. Kick comes up towards half back. Well, Footscray defending well at the moment. Good mark on centre wing. It's dragged in for them by Keenan Reynolds. Looking for something across half forward. Rather statuesque, the forward line at the moment. Good mark. Pittman dropping back. The role that Ishenko performed with great aplomb yesterday out at Princes Park. Reynolds at the back goes the spoil. Tried to get it away from McKinnon. Now a chance for Footscray. The hand pass comes to Liberatore from Costa. He's taken down.
Peter Quill, half forward for the Bulldogs, looking for Grant. He's got 2 to beat. Grant, good mark. He read it better. McDermott tried to come in and help Nigel Smart, but Grant just superior judgment and strength.
Maybe a little tall too, Peter, for Smart. It's interesting going down the other end of the ground, and Adelaide are playing 2 men, and they're the only men they've got in the 50-metre semicircle. So that's an interesting move by the Adelaide coaching staff.
So Chris Grant from right in front kicks it goal and drills it right through the middle. So the Bulldogs looking very, very good early in the piece. 2 goals straight. Adelaide yet to score.
Well, Chris Grant, his 48th goal for the year. He's been down the last couple of weeks. They expect a little bit more from him. He's a leading goal kicker at Footscray with that 47. And there he is on screen.
So back to the centre. Grigic's kick gets it up towards half forward. Osborne overran the football. Anderson, good use of the ball to Lee. Not the greatest of kicks. Wiedemann, one of the boys from Fish Creek. We've got 2 here this afternoon. The other one, Barry Stanfield from Footscray. Putting it really on the map. Grigic and Wren should be a colossal battle between that pair. Both very much in form. Hart, kick smothered. Ball shuffled at the side. Bickley was there. Now McDermott. Open forward line. Rasciuto might have got into the back of his opponent. Liberatore out the front, had it, dropped it. Umpire calls play on. Now he's going to bounce it inside 50, 45 metres from goal on, I guess you would call it, the defensive side of the ground today with this win.
Good play by Wellman, then really put his body and wanted that ball.
Ingerson, who's going to contest this. There he is there, 29. He's playing in the forward pocket beside Modra.
Yes, and Croft has got the job on him at the moment. That's out of bounds, that kick, and the free kick will be taken by Cretior. Modra stands the mark. The way they lined up, Croft was on Modra, actually. Cretior, good move by Alan Joyce. He slotted in well in the key defence post. Grigic behind, should have tried to punch. In the end, he was able to flip the ball away, and it's out of bounds on centre wing.
It's probably one of the most frustrating grounds, Peter. I don't know what you thought of it when you played, but coming out here to Footscray, it was one of the most frustrating grounds to play.
So last time they met, a surprise victory at Football Park to the Bulldogs. A great win that day. The ball kicked towards centre wing. Now, here's Chris McDermott. In towards Wren. Wren back with the flight of the ball. Good attempt to mark. Umpire calls play on. Ben Hart with a good hand pass to Liptak. Now on to Tony McGuinness, playing against his former club. Danny Southern races after it. Hawkins doing some shepherding. Good play. He's caught. That's holding the ball. No.
Oh, surely.
And he's a little bit lucky, Danny Southern, then. He was caught. Maybe got a quick hand pass in, but he held it a fair time.
I thought he had plenty of time to get rid of that, Peter.
Good.
One arm.
Let's have a look. He's got time.
He's got the one arm.
Got him. Oh, he just got his fist
tackle.
to it, maybe. Bit lucky. Here's Scott West. Half back. Rings it around the boundary line. Greg Anderson. They want a big game from him. Here's Modra at the back. But chipping across at the front is the idol of the West. Doug Hawkins gives it across to Southern. He comes across the face of goal. Could have bounced again, but he brings it to the half-back line. Ben Hart at the back. He's beaten to it by Cameron, who started off well. Leon Cameron brings it to centre wing. Richard Osborne. Good, strong mark. Some good signs for Footscray at the moment. Adelaide will really have to get something going. The short kick in towards the centre wing area, and Reynolds can't get there.
And you're noticing that they're building their attacking moves on this close flank, so they're not going to the outer. They're remaining close to the stand here. Maybe the stand offers some protection against the wind.
Local knowledge is a wonderful thing, Donald, isn't it? It might be in the back, or is it holding the ball? It's going to be neither. Wren gets himself up. A bounce on centre wing. And if you're having a bet today, sportsbook odds on screen, Footscray very much the favourite option. Liberatore, multi-medalist. Gardner, Morris, Brownlow, Lee, Pittman. Will he give it back to Lee? Oh, he took the hard option there, I think.
There's the tackle being rewarded.
Beveridge. When he played for Melbourne, he was much more muscular. Obviously been working less on the weights. Maybe needs to work more on the kicking. Pittman will take the free kick for the Crows.
Leon Cameron had the job initially at the first bounce down on McGuinness. Now Costa's got that job, and Costa has really cut down Hocking and Schwash in the last couple of weeks, so McGuinness is going to find it difficult against that opponent.
Lee, McGuinness, good tackle by Liberatore. Ball spills free for Osborne. Osborne short pass, and that's a beauty. Beveridge. Osborne goes past. That was one option. Looks for Stanfield. No, chipping in Reynolds, and he caught one. Onto Osborne, right on the boundary line. McKinnon's tackle, effective, and that was good because it put him off his kick, and that goes out of bounds on the full on the other side of the ground. So McKinnon equalled the occasion there. Smart trots back to take the free kick in the right back pocket. And that heavy shower I spoke of has missed us. It's now over the city, but that weather pattern I think will repeat itself a few times this afternoon. Oh, good mark.
He's got too big a body for Wren at the moment. He's bustling him out. Brigitte.
Good duel though, Scotty, isn't it?
Excellent duel.
Oh, speaking of excellent, Osborne chips in for a good mark. So Richard Osborne, well, I wandered too far out to score with this west-southwester. He's a good kick. Plenty of distance. It's coming around. And good mark right in the last line of defence taken by Pittman.
It's David Pittman.
A real workhorse. Does a job each week, Pete.
He's a big, strong lad. Pretty mobile too for a tall man.
He'd be a good ruckman, I believe, in some other side.
Well, towards half back, McGuinness in front, punched away by Costa. He's got the job. Oh, look at Wren. That's good play. McDermott. Bickley. Now they've got Anderson out wide. Will he give it to him? Yes, he will. He can get it again here, Bickley. No, Anderson. Well, kicks it on his right foot. Probably should have given it back to Bickley. The ball hits the deck. Here's Liptak. Gets it out the Weedham. He should have kicked on the left. Now he ducks back on the left towards Modra, who's caught behind. Crediuk went hard at it. Modra trying to receive it from Liptak. Still Modra. Taps it on. They race hard at the ball. Here's a chance for Adelaide. Ingerson out to Anderson. Anderson kicks a goal and puts it through. Well, a handy one to the Crows. Some good teamwork. They kept working hard then, Adelaide. They trailed by 6 points.
Well, it wasn't pretty football, but nonetheless it was effective. They've got their first goal, but there, Crediuk really should have kept his body behind the ball. He came out, just went to the side of it a bit. Southern's a bit of a desperado down there on the half-back line for Footscray. Puts himself in. But there's Anderson mopping up.
So back to the centre. Tackle is by Wiedemann. Hawkins. Quill from left centre wing. Oh, bad kick. Wrong option, Lee to take the free kick. The umpires, incidentally, wearing black armbands today for 5 times VFL Grand Final umpire Jeff Crouch, and former Father of the Year, who died after a long illness on Friday. Very sad day for football. Wiedemann. Modra on the lead. That's what he's got to do more of. Didn't take it that time. Croft might get a second chance. Hunter pinned. Hawkins useful in defence. The option was Krediuk. Did well. Oh, free kick. No.
Actually, that was good play then by Pittman. Pittman took an excellent mark just a minute ago and sent it up in Modra's direction. And then he's followed Stanfield. That's his opponent. And he's laid a good tackle on the half-back or half-forward line for Adelaide. There he is.
Croft and Ingerson. Bickley. High kick.
Modra. Kick, surely.
Outmaneuvered, outbodied by Krediuk.
He's got to get in front, Modra, on those kicks.
Well, he let out before well, didn't he? And as I said, he's got to do more of that. When he fires, the Crows usually fire. Ball comes to centre wing. This is McKinnon.
So McKinnon on the left boot. Oh, nice kick too, but Southern read that beautifully on Wellman. Back it comes to Hawkins. Back Hawkins. A low trajectory drop punt. I saw plenty of them yesterday from Darren Jarman playing for Hawthorn, and well, that was a beautiful kick from Southern to half forward. Pittman at the back.
Well done, Wren.
And Wren from the front. He's a good player, isn't he?
That was a confident mark, wasn't it? To drift in front of the pack and only have eyes for the ball.
Terrific mark. Sean Wren at half back. Had a fine season. Terrific player. To half forward, Wellman and Hawkins. Wellman should be trying to knock it on here. Southern. Hand pass, away to Mano, to Liptak. Liptak in the goal, will it clear the pack? No, touched right on the line by Krediuk. Good play.
Really, it wasn't a good kick off the boot by Liptak.
No, it wasn't. He should have kicked it from there, but Anderson had done some nice work too.
Ingerson was telling him to go long too. There's
so
not
it's a free kick.
It's a free kick.
Well, he's played the free to Krediuk against Modra on that Shepherd, obviously, so no score. Taking it away is Mark Hunter.
Oh, not a good kick.
To half back, and he's kicked it straight to Anthony Ingerson now. You'll see this awkward looking.
For Croft.
You'll see an awkward looking kicking style here from Ingerson. He's a left footer. Sometimes he's on target, other times he's all over the place. You see he'll let it go, loses control of the ball, hooks it across his body, and that might be a mark to Big Grigich. No, it's a point. So it's a point to Adelaide. And certainly not the best kicking style in the world.
Well, he
with
seemed
Ingerson.
to lose control of it, Pete, before it hit the boot.
Well, he drops it from a height.
Yeah, that's what I meant. On a day like today, it's not going to help him.
Didn't allow for the breeze either then, because it's blowing from left to right across the our screen. And he just sent the ball to the right.
Krediuk. And we give it to Hawkins, gathering plenty of possessions. Johnson comes in for the block. That was successful. Costa will have to go and does. Good mark, Kim Costa, right half-back flank. Footscray, good long clearing kick. Up over the centre line, Wren caught out of position, but still he goes. Ball hits the deck, Liberatore's got it, and tackled. Good tackle, Wren. McKinnon, now Lee. Courage needed there, he's got plenty of that. Oh, kicks into his teammate, hit his backside.
Should have handballed to Bickley then.
Hit him right in the bum.
Very important when the wind is as fluky as what it is today is to play in front, because the ball will drop, and if somebody takes a mark over the back, well, that's fine, but percentages are you'll take the advantage if you play in front.
So these two go at it again. Grigich off the ground hard. Didn't go as far as he would have liked it. Hunter's kick back towards the centre wing position. Beveridge, Stanfield gets just about KO'd. Osborne takes the crumbs. Good tackle, Pittman. Back to Stanfield. Long looping hand pass. Oh, Johnson! Great intercept, but bad kick. Let his work down there. And scrapes it in for one behind. So it deserved better. 2-1 to 1-1, a difference of 1 goal.
Well, we're seeing a good contest. Nigel Smart to Ben Hart, can't mark, but he's got plenty of time and space. Finds Anderson, having a pretty good quarter. Greg Anderson, back to Hart, always slips over. Always in trouble, but he's got the skill to get away with it and bring it out towards centre wing. Here's Wellman flying for it in the centre of the pack. Well, he's still got it, Wellman. That was good play on the Wiedemann. He should look for Modra. The lead is on. Here's Modra. Still going with it with Krediuk. He's not getting it his own way there. Good play, Steve Krediuk. And he gives it off to Wallace. He beats Modra then in one-on-one. Then on to Southern. Southern to centre wing. And the mark's been taken out there by Quill.
Quill in front of the old coach's box to Costa. Welcome back, Costa. Long to half forward. Jamieson sets himself. Good punch.
Oh, well done.
West charging his way through. Reynolds and Anderson. McGuinness and Osborne. Too high, or was it a good tackle? Too high.
Too high.
Richard Osborne raises the hand. Sorry, sorry, Tony. Good sportsmanship.
Yeah, he knew as soon as he'd done it, Osborne. He got the head.
McKinnon.
Impressive, McKinnon.
So far, yes. And Wellman.
I like this kid.
McDermott. Long to full forward. And Ingerson bustled out of it by Croft, who might have got a free kick for in the back. Ingerson comes up to a player tackle on Krediuk, but Croft has got the free. Ingerson stands the mark.
Wellman's working really hard.
Actually, the options are on the other side of the ground. It is a real game plan to keep the ball this side because there were options to switch play, but they didn't do it.
Grigich, great mark to Cameron, rating best and fairest here at Footscray. In trouble. Can he get out of it? No, he can't. He's caught, nearly holding the ball. Southern, whose work today has been exemplary. Down to centre wing. They all missed it. Wind a factor. Osborne, can he get clear? Yes, he can. Oh, great pass to Grant. Top footy.
Well done, Richard Osborne.
Has a chance for his second goal.
Not a natural left footer, showing his skill. Not enough players in the AFL can use both sides of their body competently. They should be able to nowadays.
Well, Grant and Osborne have got a goal each already. They combine. Have they got one between them? They have. That's through. That's a goal.
Beautiful kicking style that time. Chris Grant just jumped into the ball beautifully. Southern, a very good player. He's playing on Wellman across half forward or half back. And there he is, Osborne using strength to get out of that tackle. Good. Now, have we got the kick of Grant? No, we haven't, but it was a beautiful kick for goal.
Footscray by 2 goals as Wren wins that. Bickley lays the tackle on Liberatore. Here's Wiedemann looking for McDermott. Free kick to Wiedemann. He was tackled high. And the ball will come back now. We should be able to put this right over the... Oh, is that 50? No. The umpire obviously saying Wiedemann could have
Actually,
grabbed
there's
that.
no one standing the mark, Peter. Look, there's nobody on the mark now. Osborne's gone over, but there's a one-man short now.
So Wiedemann gets it to McKinnon. McKinnon on the left boot. A beautiful kick, a 70-metre kick. Modra at the back flies. Can't take it. And it's thumped through for a behind by Steve Wallace. But really... they've had a couple of opportunities up there. Ingerson and Modra have to do a little bit more. It's been down there a few times, and Krediuk on top of Modra at the moment. Doug Hawkins looking for the short one, or pinpoint accuracy. That's good. Peter Quill chips it across, and here's a man waiting there for it. Croft has got a running player out wide in Johnson. Johnson will wait for that. He gets a cruel bounce. Taken away by Rashudo. A clever hand pass. Maynard looking for a lead. Ingerson in front. He's got to set his body for this one. It's no mark. The ball hits the deck. Here's a chance. Wellman on the left boot tries to bend it back. It puts it through from behind. He's working really well. I like that kid. He's a real goer.
Last time I saw him, he was playing in defence, and I think earlier in the year, might have been in the Foster's Cup, he got a broken collarbone, didn't he, Pete?
Yes, he played a lot of football, as you say, at full back.
So Dougie Hawkins, who's got good stats so far, 3 and 3. So not pinpoint accuracy that time, intended for West. Southern's going to have to work hard. Wiedemann's got him. Is that holding the ball? It was jarred free in the tackle. Wallace, Grigich, who's on top of that duel with Wren at the moment. West, Quill, back to him again. Cameron runs with him. Kick to centre wing, Lee. Good defence, Beveridge. Crowd looking for in the back. Not there, says the umpire. The bounce on the Doug Hawkins wing on the outer side in front of the old coach's box. See what did happen there. Well, probably good umpiring actually to let it go. And again, a stalemate, almost in the same position. And Libba, the last to get up. So another bounce, wind from the west blowing across the ground towards that side. Wren won that one. Got it to Hart for a moment. Liberatore and Anderson. Well, they've all missed it. Now a chance for Maynard. He's not going anywhere. And we will see another bounce about 75 metres from goal.
So Footscray scoring Anderson. We look at the marks. That shows the dominance of Footscray. It shows they're controlling the ball a lot more. 27-9. A lot of those have been chip passes around the ground. And
if you're in front
on the bottom
if you're
of
in
the
the front later on in the game, Peter, this is the side to have the ball if you wanted to bottle the game up, because as you can see now, this is a third bounce down. The ball's only moved a matter of 30 metres.
Still at Footscray's half-forward line. There's Tony McGuinness, who's played some great games on this ground for the Bulldogs. Anderson is there, and Quill. The umpire will bounce it again. There's
They have
Peter
to give
Quill.
a free kick soon, I think, the umpire, so it's important to players to get in front just to break this pack open.
And I hope they don't
going a bit.
I hope they don't just pluck them out of those packs. They should be there. Now here's Pittman tapping it back cleverly to Anderson. A quick kick by Greg Anderson around the boundary line, and big Ilya Grigic cannot keep it in. So it's right on centre wing. There's the two big men, Wren and Grigic. And a lot of people don't like those gloves.
And the rain starts to fall here at the Western Oval.
So there's Grigic tapping it down, and it's a stalemate, and the umpire will bounce.
Just a shower.
Passing shower.
Well, last week, of course, the conditions were atrocious for Fitzroy and West Coast. Not too bad today at the moment. Grigic with a big punch. And, of course, the lead that Footscray enjoys at the moment, which is 3-1 to 1-3, is, or going to be, blown out if it continues. I don't think it will, though. A little bit of hail, too, down there. So another boundary throw in. Wren and Grigic. Neither got an effective tap out. It's left to Maynard. Back to Hart, who chips it wide. Anderson didn't really gain too much from that except retaining possession. Anderson's kicked a half forward. Hawkins missed it. Wellman a chance. Prosciutto comes in to help him. Wiedemann's there. Liberatore reads it best. Taps it out wide. Wallace a chance. Past Anderson on to Quill. Quill picks it up well. Short left footer. Oh, that's a good mark. Hart, and could have almost been 50. Not anything encouraged. McDermott. Nearly a throw. Now Pittman from McKinnon. Kicks across his body, and Hawkins doing plenty of mopping up and doing it well at half-back. That's a shocking kick though, Dougie, from
they're going to find
veteran.
It's going to be difficult for Adelaide to bring it in from there, though, just the same.
So it's at half-forward for Adelaide. They trail by 10 points. Ingerson now, he might have got to get a free kick here against Croft. Cop one in the back going for that hit out.
Well, Adelaide have got no players in that semicircle. They're only leaving it tomorrow, but Footscray got the numbers there.
Now Modra a chance. He's one out here. Oh, now he's not. The Footscray players got back very, very quickly. Here's Steve Crediok. Around the boundary line he goes. A good kick, a good defensive kick. And he puts it over the line.
Right to the last play of the quarter, Pete, because we've got only 8 seconds remaining.
So the throw in. 55 metres around from the Adelaide goal. Ingerson versus Croft again. That should have been a free kick to Croft over the shoulder, and the umpire spotted it. And free kick from Matthew Croft as the siren sounds to end the first term here at the Western Oval. The Bulldogs had the benefit of that quarter, the better in that quarter. 3-1-19. They lead the Adelaide Crows 1-3, a total of 9.
That's what I like about it. Yeah, that's the thing about me. The thing about football.
Chris Grant 2 and Richard Osborne 1. The goal kickers for Footscray, and for the Adelaide Crows, Greg Anderson, their goal kicker in the first quarter.
This match is part of the Fosters' 1994 AFL Premiership season.
It was an early start at the Gabba this afternoon between Brisbane and Melbourne, and it's just gone half-time there. We're going to be showing you the half-time score. If you don't wish to see it, look away. Here it is coming up on screen right now. And don't forget, viewers, through SAS, we'll get a replay this afternoon following our clash here at the Western Oval between Footscray and Adelaide. Well, he did well in the first quarter. He avoided the hail. Neil Curley on the boundary.
Thanks, boys. Well, at this stage of the game, all players on both sides are working equally as hard. Like the work rate's about the same, but Footscray are using the ball better, and there's far too many Crows players fumbling. Wayne Wiedemann in particular has had 3 or 4 opportunities to take a clean possession and hasn't done so. And Southern, and I think it's Critic, who's got exceptional pace at full-back, is doing a fine job there on Modra. And around the ground, the Footscray boys, particularly Quill and young Costa, is doing a very good job of McGuinness. But I was very pleased with the way the Crows players fought back in the last 15 minutes. Didn't take control of the game, but prevented Footscray from opening up a big lead.
Yeah, thanks, Curls. It's not a big lead. 10 points. And looking ahead on the 7 Sports calendar, don't forget the World Swimming Championships exclusively from Rome. Check your local guides for our coverage beginning early in September, and the Australian Indoor Championships also coming soon. Check your local guides. Some great tennis there from Sydney, and you'll see it exclusively on 7. Well, just about set for the second quarter. 10 points the difference. The rain has ceased momentarily. 3-1 to 1-3 as we begin the second quarter from the Western Oval. Chris Grant has 2 goals for Footscray. Anderson, the only goal kicker for the Crows. Hart out of the centre. That's what they need more of here. Straight down the spine of the ground. Wellman onto Rasciuto. Wallace tagging him. Rasciuto just can't gain control of the football. West comes at him. Long looping hand pass. Wiedemann tackled well by Hunter. Oh, Croft caught one. And I presume he would get a free kick for that. Let's see what happened there, Don.
Well, just the arm flicks back here from... It's just run into it. Purely accidental, nothing. Well done,
That's a
Grigich.
great mark, Grigich. He's having a fine latter part of the season and in great form here this afternoon. West nearly turned his back on it, did well to pick it up. Short kick, stands up into the breeze. Drops like a stone. No mark taken. Costa. Hart. Loses it in the tackle. Osborne went without it. Quill tries to farm out a hand pass. Does so. Osborne, the best and fairest. Cameron, long shot at goal. And it's a beauty. Great goal.
Hit the post.
Oh, he shaved it on the way through.
The impressive thing with that kick was the fact that he started it from the left, and the wind again brought it in. He allowed for the breeze.
Yes, excellent team play that by the Bulldogs. Through the middle, here's Nigel Smart to bring it back into play. Yeah, he's kicking long to the outer side of the ground, hoping a big man. It's Pittman. Actually didn't try to mark, which was good play. On the Maynard. Now Anderson. They've got to kick long and direct Adelaide to half forward. Players set themselves to the mark. Wellman got to the front. Umpire calling play on Wiedemann. He's got to belt it long and get it down to Modra quickly. It's a wobbly one. Modra and Crediok. Well played, Tony Modra. Used his body well. Dragged off the ball, holding the man. He had disposed of the ball, and then he was held by the jumper by Steve Crediok.
Well, I still don't believe this is the right way the Crows should go about attacking to this end to which they're going. They've gone down there twice into attack, and both on the left half forward flank, and they've been fortunate this time that Modra's been given the free kick. But it would be better if they did what Footscray did and attacked on the right flank.
Well, this would be doing wonders for Modra's confidence if he could kick this. He hasn't. He's missed it, kicked it across the face, and one behind only. And the goals have been very scarce for Tony Modra in recent weeks, so he really needs a confidence booster early in the game. Here's Steve Wallace. Centre wing. Danny Southern's going to set himself. Oh, look at that man again. Sean Wren, a great mark.
Yes, it's a great duel between that pair, isn't it?
Should have punched it, Griggy.
Sean Wren kicks to right half forwards, just like Doug Hawkins did there. Wiedemann grabbed high by Hunter. He'll get a free kick. Advantage? No, yes, no.
Well, Wiedemann's having a real dip, isn't he?
He is now. Good point made, though, by Curls at quarter time. He had plenty of the footy in the first quarter, but fumbled.
He did too. At least he's trying his heart out.
Well, they've actually lost a few metres there, but Anderson
backwards
is, well, he's in a better position to kick for goal, but I think he's still a kick and a half from goal. Modra, yes, that was the idea was right, though.
Should have marked on his
Should have marked
chest.
it. Liberatore.
Tried to take it out in front, didn't he? Yep. He's not playing confidently.
But he's got a lead, Pete, wouldn't you agree?
Well, he did that there, and he did everything right, but he dropped the sitter. That's his lack of confidence.
Yes.
Footscray made a change too. And going off for Footscray, as we see Modra attempting, is Johnson. Going off and coming on is Jason Watts.
Maynard's hand pass wasn't particularly good. He might be able to make amends. Oh, he flipped it up. McDermott's got it. Now it goes to Hart. Kicks it to the man on the mark. McDermott applies a tackle, but too high.
And Watts has gone on to Anderson, centre wing.
So Costa with the free kick. Southern got a fingernail to it. Beveridge, he'll have to be quick. He is. Low trajectory. Drop punt. Past Grant. Goes through for a behind. So Luke Beveridge bringing up his first score of the afternoon. And 3-3 to 1-4. 11 points the difference, and Smart to kick in.
Well, there's not a lot in this game at the moment in general play. Just that Footscray look a little bit more dangerous up forward. Here's Wren. Tries to tap it over the back. He's got backup support. That was from Scott Lee. Way out towards centre wing, and Doug Hawkins on his favourite wing. And look at that gentleman. He picks it up and hands it back to the boundary umpire. Don, it's nice to see that, isn't it? Thought you'd be impressed.
Nobody's going anywhere. Liberatore applying a tackle on Hart. And when Libert tackles them, they don't move. So another bounce. One by Southern onto Quill. Quill's kick to half forward. Stanfield and Pittman. Cameron crushes one tackle. Maybe too far out to score. Awkward looking kick. It bounces. No, Jamison's got a fingernail to it, or fist to that. But a definite deflection. And so one behind to the Bulldogs. 3 goals 4 now to 1 goal 4. So the difference 2 even goals. Jamison kicks in. Bickley. Smart from his own defensive 50-metre line. Kicks to the outer side. The Bulldogs with the numbers. Hawkins. Well, they're combining well. Just haven't been able to convert up forward. Maybe they'll get another chance here. Hart. Terrific stuff. Still only a youngster. Hart kicks towards centre wing, and that was Watts, who's just come onto the ground. Anderson off the ground and chases his own kick.
Yes, good play by Anderson. Good kick, that was by Hunter. He did well. Richard Osborne races hard at it. Oh, and then Wiedemann and Osborne crash into each other over the line.
He's only just put the gloves on too, hasn't he, Osborne? He didn't have them in the first quarter.
I don't think he... Look at this, over the line. Bang, he braced himself and protected himself, Osborne. He did that well. There's Ben Hart, who's doing fairly well. Quill, Osborne, caught by McDermott. Gets a kick in. Good play by Richard Osborne. Oh, courage showed by Scott Lee. And a holding decision going on here. We'll go the way of Adelaide. We'll go to Rodney Jamison. So Jamison was being held in that marking contest. Now he's chipping it across to Lee. Scott Lee to centre wing. Oh, this will be a Footscray mark. They raffled this one, and Mark Hunter takes an easy chest mark.
Had a great season, Mark Hunter. Marred a little bit in the middle stages by injury. Ingerson, good attempt to mark. Osborne tracks the ball to the boundary line. Gee, I thought that might have almost been out on the full. Not so.
Hunter's going off the ground for Footscray. McPherson coming on. McPherson picking up Wiedemann.
Super, very popular player here. Ball tapped down from the throw-in. Quill, McKinnon goes at him. Over the line again, only 5 metres from the behind post. In fact, McKinnon has done quite well this afternoon. 3-1. Boundary throw-in. Grigic and Wren. Grigic front posse. Not an effective hand pass. Tried for Beveridge. It's scooped out to him. Gets it onto Osborne. In fact, it might have been a throw.
Too high, the umpire.
Was it too high?
I don't think Chris McDermott looks too impressed.
Well, you get a good indication. Beveridge, I don't think knew he had the free kick. Former Melbourne Rover. Distance won't be a problem. Accuracy will be. He needs to bend it back, and he's done that. It's a goal.
Excellent kick by Luke. And as I mentioned in the preview, Melbourne's best and fairest winner in their reserves in 1989. And there's the free kick to Beveridge. And has been a real surprise packet. The boys mentioned the fact that he hasn't bulked up. He seems to have lost the bulk that he had. He used to really push the weights. Maybe he's gone off the weights a little bit. Concentrate a bit on leg speed.
Footscray by 18 points. A free kick to Grigic. Last goal kicked by Beveridge was a free kick against McKinnon. Now, nice kick. And finds Keenan Reynolds.
For a big man.
Now, Grant's on the lead here. Oh, look at Wren getting into that hole at half back. Good play, Sean Wren. Intelligent football. Now, he's transferring play. This mightn't be so intelligent if it doesn't come off. And that's exactly right. It was a dangerous kick right from the start then. And Grant has marked. But it was a poor kick by Wren because he should have been bringing it around this boundary
Well,
side.
I agree with you, Peter, because we see the contrast in the pattern of play. Footscray to Adelaide. When Footscray were kicking to right of screen, they were bringing the ball around this near flank. Adelaide, on the other hand, are going to the defensive side.
That's 50, is it not, Don? You'd reckon.
Well, Chris Grant kicked for his third from about 51 metres, directly in front. Will it clear the pack? Yes, it will. A third goal to Grant. Well, Footscray looking too good at the moment. Graham Corns and Mick Taylor not looking happy at all up there in the coach's box. And no wonder, because they trailed by 4 goals.
And here's the mark, and this is the crash. Really, there was nothing in it. But this is a beautiful kick. This is reminiscent of his second kick for goal. He really does jump into the ball. It's like poetry in motion when he makes contact with it.
Grant gets his third goal. And Footscray looking more dangerous at midfield. West out of the congestion to half forward. Croft did well. Pittman is there. Osborne likewise. McKinnon snares it. Whistle on play. McDermott comes away, but it's going to be a Crows ball. The advantage not played, and McDermott subsequently has a few words to say. Now, who's got it? Jamieson from Pittman. Long hand pass. Lee on the end of it. Straight down the ground. Rashuto up. Stanfield a chance. Paddles it forward. Weight of numbers hit Hawkins. West was there. Good intercept. Rashuto through a wall of them. The two boys down there went to ground pretty quickly. That was Stanfield. I think it was Wren. So a bounce right on 50. Grigic and Wren. Wren wins it. Liptak. Stanfield. Wren for Wiedemann. Oh, did well. Still going. Watts has got him. Crowd looking for a free kick. Hawkins from a standing start. And the Hawk doing well. McDermott, he played on. McGuinness, got to get more out of him against his old club. Now, can the Crows get a goal here? Liptak. Modra leads out. Pass wasn't to his liking, and out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
Gee, that is poor forward play by Liptak. That is just wasting the opportunity.
But that's the difference between the sides, isn't it? Their forward play at the moment. Wallace, former Footscray captain.
I mean, if you battle your heart out to get it to the forward line, it was presented to Liptak on a plate, and he didn't make the distance from about 30 metres.
So boundary throw in. Good crowd here now too for this match, with conditions getting better all the time. Grigic to Hawkins. Wiedemann tries to crash through it as caught. Just about 8.3 on the Richter scale when he went down. 34 plays, 10, a difference of 4 goals.
So the bounce, about 20 metres out from the Crows' goal. And big Ilya Grigic belts it over the line. Good ruck contest going on here, Grigic and Wren. So let's see who wins this one. Wren now gets to the front. Good play to Bickley. Taken away by Liberatore. That was Excellent, but off the side of the boot, courage needed. All the marks dropped. Wellman's got it. Around the corner goes Sean Wellman. Bends it back. A brilliant attempt. Oh, top goal. Well played, Sean Wellman. Maybe that'll lift the Crows.
Well, that's the first goal for the quarter, and all came through a mistake by West. I don't know what West did here with that high ball from Liberatore, but maybe he took his eye off the ball with Liptak coming the opposite way. Wellman, the opportunist, hits the Crows' second goal.
Back to the centre. 3 goals the difference. Hart from Wren. Gee, a lot of hunting in packs today. You wouldn't call it the most spectacular game of football, but it's hard and tough out there, and the spectators like that. So Wellman might have found his niche up on the forward line. Played a lot in defence. The Crows matches that I've seen. Maynard's tapped down. He goes in and gets it himself. Now McGuinness. Again, Footscray has the numbers. Wallace, the former captain, gets flattened. Crows with the numbers on the shoulder. West. Kicks to right half forward. Southern, Stanfield. Oh, Beveridge, good mark.
Doing well, isn't he, Beveridge?
He's certainly a lot quicker than in his Melbourne days. So Luke Beveridge too far out to score. Gives it plenty of wind. Jamieson, good punch. McDermott. West had his eyes on it there, but it was fisted away by Maynard.
Good play, Maynard, wasn't it?
It was excellent play by Maynard. Good play by Wren too, to get a fist when that ball went down in the pack. He sent it forward. And Maynard also relayed the ball through a fist forward.
Well, the Crows only 18 points out of this. Not a lot of difference in general play. Now, Bickley gets it across to McDermott. The Crows need another quick one. Now, here's Rashudo with a chance. Oh, he can't grab it. He'll get away with it, though. Wiedemann, another little fumble. Anderson. Anderson through. Oh, he's through that. Rashudo, he got away with it. He dead set through that. Here's Liptak. The Crows force it forward. Here's Wiedemann. He slips over. Now Ingerson. Modra a chance. Oh, critical. Too good for Modra. Far too good at the moment. They might have to do something. I think Adelaide have got to make a move and get Rashudo down there. As the hand pass comes back to Hawkins, he's lost it to Ingerson. Ingerson. Oh, Wiedemann's fumbled again. Unbelievable in senior football. Hawkins. Oh, free kick. Steve Wallace caught high. Oh, I've never seen a man fumble so much.
Wallace's kick. Gets it moving quickly. Mark taken by McPherson. Super. Yes, that hand pass before reminiscent of the flick pass here from Teddy Whitten days. Liberatore's kicked to half forward.
Pay the mark, umpire.
McKinnon had it. Hart
Put himself in front.
Wren. Bickley on right centre wing. Away he goes. Nothing there. Wallace, free kick. As I said, nothing there. Former Bulldog skipper. He's had a knee reconstruction. Quill, who's been constructive today, and Footscray bringing it too easily out of defence. Over the head of Pittman. McKinnon needs to bounce for him. Southern, Grant, nearly collected him. Smart, around Osborne. Oh, great stuff. Over the head of Beveridge. Hart, oh, gets a shocking bounce. Down goes Beveridge. Still goes Hart. Smart, Anderson, Grant, lost it. It's tough out there in the clinches. Down they go. And the free kick holding the ball.
That is a disgraceful decision.
I don't think he even had the ball.
You have a look. He's battling his heart out. It's held to him.
I don't think he really had control of the ball. Then it was on the back of the Footscray player.
Ricketts takes the kick. Croft, Pittman, Southern, Reynolds, snap, and goal. Great kick.
Well, one bad decision won't make a game, but maybe the umpire was in a bad position when he paid the free kick to Footscray. It went to Griggy. there it is, Griggy sending it down forward, and they're playing disciplined play. If you're a backman, you're caught behind, you punch the ball forward, and Reynolds did it on that occasion and followed up with a left foot snap.
4 goals the margin. Scott Lee, racing after Danny Southern. The real cult figure out here at the Western Oval. Southern, good play to get it to the pocket. He was looking for Beveridge. He waits. Good play by Grant, but he took the ball over the line. A free kick. Free kick to Grant. So Grant way out there at half forward. Chris Grant has been outstanding forward this year. Playing well today. He's kicked 3. He's on the boundary line. Oh, that is a magnificent kick. What about that?
4 goals for Chris.
Boy, brilliant kick by Grant, and almost an impossible position out there. 5 goals the margin.
Well, the wind looks as if it's dropped, Peter, because I was looking at the trees after that one went through, and the trees really are not bending in the wind, so maybe the wind has dropped here at Western Oval, because he really couldn't have kicked that in the first quarter from that position. That was an excellent kick from goal. 4 goals, as you mentioned, 4 straight to Chris Grant.
50 goals for the year now to Chris Grant. And what a goal. Grigich taps down. Costa. Wren. A little tap on. Really to the advantage of his side. Wallace had it, lost it. Gets a free kick. Free kick 16 to 10 in favour of Footscray. Wallace to left half forward. Weight of numbers. Speaking of weight, Grigich. Cool fumbles. And Wiedemann's got him. Grigich again. Anderson. Oh, Cameron off the ground. In danger, surely.
And Greg Anderson should have tried to tackle, not bump then. When the man's got the ball, you don't try and bump.
Anderson from the weed. Oh, bad kick. Shocking kick. Pittman. Not a great hand pass either. Southern and Pittman. Good hip and shoulder.
Now, really, there was nothing in that.
It was a good hip and shoulder.
My word, it was. Come on, umpire. It's a man's game.
Croft. Kicks to the boundary line. Good mark to Reynolds, who kicked the previous goal with a great snapshot. Centering kick, badly directed. Wren takes the mark. He's off. Grigich has got him. Drops it. Play on. Now he gets away the hand pass. Lee. Crows under plenty of pressure. Footscray with the weighted numbers again. And Quill from midfield drives them forward. Osborne, Borks, McKinnon. It's over the line, is it not? No. It will be in a minute. Now it is. So throw in about 30 metres from goal.
Yes, a chance for the Bulldogs here. Look at the tackles, 9-3, and I think that really does say something. The Adelaide players have got to learn to work a lot harder. There's Grigich getting it down the direction of Cameron. Cameron cleverly to Hawkins. That's great play. Doug Hawkins onto his left boot. Puts it up in front of goal. Wren sets himself. Can't take the mark. He should have taken that one, Big Sean Wren. Footscray, hook it out. Around the corner goes Quill. Oh, bounce back. It was touched. Oh, it nearly did. The Shane Warne leg break and go through for a goal, but it was touched. 7-5 to 2-4. Not a lot different in general play. The Crows' forward line is abysmal.
I was going to say Footscray's forward line is better, taking the positive attitude, which it is. Oh, wow. McDermott. McGuinness. Costa's got him. Flips it up. Pittman and West. McGuinness again over the boundary line. 4 minutes before half-time. Crows would love a couple before then. They trail 7-5 to 2-4. As you said, Peter, general play, they've been in it. But the difference has been on their respective forward lines. Grant and Osborne giving the Bulldogs a target. Croft. Beveridge's little flip up to West.
Well, I think Graham Corns has got to do something about the forward line.
What can you do, Peter?
What can you do? You can get Smart up there. You can get Jamison up. You've got to do something.
Actually, he's going to take... Is that McKinnon?
They're getting
Wellman
thrashed down there.
I think Wellman might be going down back.
Well, that's an obvious move. They're getting killed.
Now, Bickley. Wellman punches. Hunter. Around Ingerson. Big pack of players. None can bring it down. McDermott. West. Recovers better. McGuinness goes after him. Still gets his kick in. over the head of Smart. Osborne needs to gather it quickly, but the ball out of bounds in Footscray's right forward pocket. Oops, a daisy.
And Rashido's going down onto the back line as well, so maybe we've got Wellman. Oh no, Wellman might be going to centre half forward.
The pitfalls of being a cameraman. McDermott got a push in the back. He'll get a free kick. Or maybe upfield. The advantage is paid. Maynard.
That's good umpiring.
Yes, realise it to Hart. They needed something to happen for them. Hart draws Hawkins, goes long, and they've outnumbered them down there again. Southern, who really does look like the junkyard dog, doesn't he? Hunter gets it and turned over to Crediok, and they come back again.
McDermott sets himself. Grigich at the back. Oh, good pass. A brilliant mark. Hand pass. Comes back to Grigich. Up in the air towards half forward. No mark. Oh, an Academy Award performance. There's Lee. Taken away by West. Danger for Adelaide again. Smart. Read it well. He's at the back. He should force it through. And he does for a behind Nigel Smart. That's another option, but then you've got to find someone for Grant if you took Smart to the forward line.
Rashido, I think, is playing a loose man. Not a loose man, but he's gone down to the back line to get numbers there. They're going to try and block it up, Adelaide, because they've got 5 forwards at the moment. Get us in midfield.
That was Wren trying to take the mark, and Osborne forces it to the line. So half forward for Footscray. There's big Sean Wren battling his heart out.
He is.
Tony Modra, the only player for Adelaide in the semicircle, the 50-metre semicircle.
Bickley went without it. Liberatore. There's Grigich trying to get his boot to it, and the umpire will bounce it.
And around midfield, Adelaide have got McGuinness, Wellman, Liptak, Wiedemann and Ingerson.
3 minutes before half-time. The Crows need a couple of goals quickly. Grigich, Liberatore, well smothered. Croft did well to get a kick out of there. One-on-one duel. Oh, Grant, no play on.
That must have been touched.
For a moment he's going to play dropping the ball.
Well, I thought it was a mark.
It must have been touched off the boot, because he definitely marked
He
it.
called it pretty quickly.
Yeah, touched off the boot.
Let's take a look at it again, but it's a free kick anyway.
Excellent body work.
Oh yes, outbodied Smart. Then the umpire says play on.
Good play to play on, but there's a free kick.
So Quill's the man with the kick. Then you'd say point-blank range, and this is just what Graham Corns and the Crows don't want close to half-time. He shouldn't miss that, and he doesn't. Peter Quill gets his first goal. Footscray's 8-6 to 2-4.
Well, Quill was picked up 32nd in the 1992 draft, and it's good to see players high in the draft making their mark in AFL football. He came from East Fremantle. And here's the free kick about to come up. He's involved there. In actual fact, he runs onto the ball, as you can see, because he was involved earlier up the ground. And they're running onto it. Good effort.
Well, the Bulldogs with all the answers at the moment. Oh, here comes Scott West crashing his way through the pack. He got away too easily then. Good use of the body by Osborne. Look at the pace of Ben Hart, but no support. Eventually has to blaze away. Hawkins sets himself. No mark. McKinnon is there. Now Anderson. Anderson to Wiedemann. He didn't fumble that time. Further field to Maynard. Ingerson underneath it and takes the mark. Now they've got to move it quickly. This is Anthony Ingerson. Bring it in towards Modra. Now he's got a chance here. No, the ball drops short. Here's Modra. Around the corner he goes. Looking for Liptak. Which way will it bounce? Liptak kicks across the face. Still a chance. Bickley, right in front of goal, and the Footscray players force it through for a behind. Scott West, it was. There he is on screen now.
Good soccering there by the Adelaide players. Looked like we were going to open up a goal. There's Scott Wine, the Footscray captain, and has had a wretched year with injury.
Well, Ilya Grigich is going so well, he'd have mixed feelings looking on, wouldn't he? Knowing that the form shown by Ilya today, similar to that when Scott won his Brownlow. Wellman missed it. Southern didn't. Ingerson a chance. The ball beats him over the line.
There's no substitute in this game for keeping your eye on the ball. And one player that keeps his eye on the ball is that Danny Southern. On the back flank.
He's a good player.
He runs in a straight
there
line.
He is, number 8. He's going to contest this. And he's another one of those players. He was about 92 in the draft, 1992 draft, and he's been picked up and doing particularly well.
Cameron, advantage was paid. It was a free kick to West. His kick up towards full forward. No mark taken by Keenan Reynolds. Liberatore.
What about holding?
Wren dives on it. And the Crows defenders able to tie it all up.
But he's being restricted then, Liberatore. He's running in for that.
So a bounce right on the edge of the 10-metre square. Reynolds thumps it clear. Croft was there. Quill, he'll have a shot. Touched off the boot. No, it won't be a mark. McKinnon. Grant's got him. Snapper's there.
It's a bounce.
He'd blown the whistle just beforehand. Chris Grant has already kicked 4 goals. And just over a minute left before half-time. Can they get another one? Jamison, good defence. Gets it on to Bickley and clear of West.
So the Crows really got the job in front of them. Here's Rashido's been very quiet. Onto the right boot, brings it back, but Footscray players everywhere. 3-on-1, Costa. Now, is that holding the ball? No, the umpire calls play on. Wellman gets it to Tony McGuinness, who's been quiet. Here's Liptak, he's got to do more. Matthew Liptak brings it in towards Modra and Credior. Modra used his body well, but there's backup support by Steve McPherson for Credior. Oh, well done, he gets it to his great mate in Doug Hawkins. Hawkins looking for Croft. Croft waited underneath. Good play by Croft. He slips over. Hart's there. Look at the skill of Cameron. Oh, geez, a class player, Cameron. Oh, Beveridge waited for it. Lucky enough to take the mark. Danger again here for Adelaide. Grant. No mark. The umpire said he was pushed in the back. So Chris Grant is going to kick on the siren for his 5th. From about 52 metres. Now let's see if it's a free kick. Push. Oh, not much in that. Not much in that at all. What do you think, Don?
No, I don't agree with it at all.
Well, Chris Grant's got the kick. Kicking for his 5th. And this would really hurt Adelaide if he kicks this. He's hooked it. And I think it's one behind, only it is.
His first miss of the day, Pete. So 4 goals, 1 to Chris Grant. He's now kicked 50 goals for the year. And at half-time, the Bulldogs with a handy lead, 8-7-55. Adelaide 2-5-17 at the Western Oval.
That's what I like about it. Yeah, that's the thing about football.
Settled it. You hear me, Donny? And the Qantas scoreboard at the Western Oval shows Footscray in front by 38 points. Chris Grant has got 4, and singles to Beveridge, Quill and Richard Osman. And for the Crows, well, all individual goal kickers so far. That's Anderson and also Sean Wellman. 38 points the difference at half-time. It's three-quarter time and the game in progress at the Gabba in Brisbane today. A very important game looking ahead to the finals for Melbourne and also the Brisbane Bears. Let's see some highlights of that clash now. 2 3/4 time. Our commentators are Sandy Roberts, Ian Robertson and Gerard Hugh.
Goes around Voss. Drifted into the centre, but he lets himself down with a poor kick straight to Lambert. Well, there could have been some holding on there with Merritt, who just tries to tap it on to Voss. He does so successfully. Voss goes underground. It's solid through for a goal. This is Tingo. Now he's away. Hart's chasing, but Tingo's almost down to 50. Kicks it high in towards full forward. Lyon is there, Pike is there, and the latter has taken the mark. And this to stretch the Melbourne lead even further. From 30 metres, Martin Pike's kick looks pretty good.
Punched away. The defence of the Bears working very well. Good tackle on Buse. Ball spills now for Obst. Obst has got a bit of a path. He kicks to the goal front. Gilbert back there and has taken a good mark. Well, Gilbert really should kick this goal. He's pretty well straight in front and only 15 metres out, and he kicks the goal.
Okay, so let's check the scores to three-quarter time now. They're going to be coming up on screen. If you don't wish to see them, look away. Here they are.
Just keep me hanging on.
I think I can say it's pretty close, but Don Scott, this one not quite as close, but can Adelaide get back? They've had plenty of the play, but not up forward.
Well, I don't think... Well, if the first half is an indication, Peter, no, they can't get back because... Footscray are just more intent on winning the ball. They've got players that are not, Footscray that is, that are not really polished, but they certainly go hard for the ball. Southern on the back flank, Reynolds up forward. Look at the tackling by there's Griggy. Now,
not pretty stuff though, is it?
Oh, it's not, but it's real down type football they play. And this is a free kick, and maybe it shouldn't have been a free kick. We commented at the time, but there's been a terrific battle between Wren and Griggy. And the big man there showing great mobility, enabled to tackle a lot of fellows that size, just go for the hit out. But both Wren and Griggy can get around the ground. There's Reynolds kicking his goal. And he's a real goer up in that forward line. Grant's a little bit of class. And there's the other one who's a real goer too. Picked up 92nd in the draft in 1992. And here's the man with the class, Grant. And this was a magnificent... If you remember,
it was a great kick, but Alan Joyce's move to play him permanently at full forward, it really has paid dividends, hasn't it?
Well, he's a leading goal kicker. He kicked his 50th goal in this game. That might be it. But that was a magnificent kick. But Footscray just controlling this game, and I think that'll be vindicated by the stats. We can see there the kicking, they don't have as many handballs, so they use the ball a lot longer. What's that, 140 to about 130 odd. Marks favouring Footscray, as you can see there. And centre breaks again favouring Footscray. What about the tackles? They were interesting. They're even, but at one stage Footscray did hold dominance in that area.
Can you see Modra staying on the ground at full forward, or do you anticipate Graham Corns making a few moves up there? They've only got 2 goals in there.
He is a player. He is a player that's really down on confidence. But then again, the ball hasn't been delivered in the right way. Liptak had a chance in that second quarter to deliver the ball, and it went right across the face of goal and out of bounds. Not on the full, but it tumbled out of bounds. But I would leave him there, and I think a little more's got to come from the guys further up the ground.
Okay, we'll take a break from the Western Oval. Back in just a moment. Qantas scoreboard at half-time at the Western Oval. 38 points the difference in favour of Footscray. So time to spend just a minute with Tony McGuinness.
My premiership year at Glenelg. The 1993 prelim final against Essendon. Russell Ebert. Andrew Jarman when he was at North Adelaide. My pace and patience with Andrew Jarman. My lack of patience with Andrew Jarman. Andrew Jarman. Fred. Channel 7 football show. Paradise Beach. My parents. Gary Hocking from Geelong.
For a minute there, I thought he was almost going to say Andrew Jarman, be a chance to win the Brownlow medal. Spending a minute with Tony McGuinness, who of course has played with both Footscray and also the Adelaide Football Club. Well, of course, the big football news, the big talking point during the week was the Dermot Brereton saga. Dermot Brereton being suspended for 7 weeks. Is it the end of an illustrious career? Will he be back? Will it be with Sydney? Will it be with another club? Will Dermot retire? 196 games. Be nice to see him get the 200, but 14 weeks suspension in 1 year. It is certainly some sort of a record I don't think even he would be proud of. We'll take a break. Back at Footscray after this.
That's what I like about it. Yeah, that's the thing about me. The thing about football.
And welcome back to the Western Oval. Both teams out onto the ground for the resumption of play in the third quarter. 38 points the difference in favour of Footscray. Neil Curley on the boundary.
Thank you, Peter. Well, I guess at half-time, Graham Corns has got to make some moves. It's absolutely senseless staying with, say, Modra and Rashudo in the positions they're in. They've had about, I think Modra's had 2 kicks, Rashudo may have had 1, so I'd expect some changes there. Grant's kicked 4 goals on Smart, so Graham has to just have a go this quarter and take some chances, because we're not going to win the footy match continuing what we're doing. I guess Smart could go to the forward line. I guess Jamison can go to full back, and possibly Wellman a centre half back. But some moves have to be made if the Crows are going to make any attempt to get back in this game. The Footscray boys are just far too good. Grant is giving them a good person to attack through up at full forward. The duel between Grigic and Wren is a beauty, with, I think, honours about even. But around the ground, the Footscray players, they're far more confident. They're using the ball a lot better. They're working hard to make space, and the ball is being delivered to that space, whereas the Crows players, they're lacking confidence. They're making far too many errors when they get possession of the ball, and they're playing like a team that have just lost their way at this stage.
Neil, would you leave Modra at full forward? Peter believes he should be moved.
Well, you'd have to move him at this stage of the game.
Where would you move him to?
Full back.
Interesting.
Let's do something different.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Well, we have to move him somewhere, because Tony, that boy is just as quick as Tony, and he's just spoiling every opportunity he has at the footy.
All right, well, we'll soon see. Let's take a look at some of the match stats while we've got a moment or two. And first up, Peter Quill for Footscray.
Well, Cool playing around midfield has been a good player, and it's vindicated that he's had 12 kicks, 3 handballs. But not bad around midfield, and Hart's also playing around that position, but he's a good player, Hart.
The third quarter from the Western Oval, 38 points the difference in favour of Footscray. Crows only 2 goals on the board. The season would need to get a rattle on here if they've got any chance at all of playing in the finals. They'll need to win all their remaining matches. Cameron goes hard at it with Maynard. McKinnon applies a tackle. Osborne, a quick kick over the top of the pack. Only travels about 30 metres. A marking contest. None can bring it down. Grant's got it, but it won't be a mark. And it will be a bounce about 35 metres out from goal.
Adelaide have brought on Kluzik. He's playing right beside Modra, and this is the way they started the game, with both players down in the goal square. Nobody in the 50-metre semicircle.
Osborne from that ruck duel, that'll be out of bounds on the full if it gets that far. It came back a bit, I'll tell you what.
And we'll just go across midfield. We've got Wellman at centre half forward, Liptak half forward flank, Rasuto across half forward, Wiedemann across half forward, and Maynard across midfield.
Smart brings the ball back in. Oh, beautiful kick. 60-metre kick. Wren. That's a great duel, reminiscent of Farmer and Nichols, those two of the informed ruckmen of the competition, and they're having great fun out there. Hart kicks to midfield.
So Wayne Wiedemann trying his heart out, but unfortunately he's had a touch of the fumbles today. The half forward, some pushing and shoving going on. Here's Steve Wallace. Gets it further afield to Hunter. Hunter looking for Grigic, who gets away from Wren. He's very mobile. Oh, well played, but Wren got in. McDermott picks it up brilliantly. Wiedemann trying to get onto his left boot, but he elects eventually to give it back to McDermott. Here's Modra. Oh, he dropped another chest mark. There's no confidence there.
That's a confidence
Southern.
thing, Peter. That is a real confidence thing.
Well, he's dropped 3 he probably should have taken.
That's just
but it's costly. It's costly for the team, Don.
I know that, but it's a player out of confidence.
I agree. And there he is. Sensational player last year, as we all know. Great high mark. Liptak around the corner. A good attempt, but it just shaved the post.
His second poster.
So bad luck to Matthew Liptak. There he is. 8-8 to 2-6. Well, 6 goals too. Modern day football, just 3 or 4 quick goals and they could be right back in the match.
Wallace.
His kicking is delight, Hawkins. He spotted someone midfield when he was kicking out in the first quarter, and now he's just hit Wallace.
2 captains combining there for Footscray. Croft came into spread eagle the pack, and he's going to get a free kick.
Pittman pushed him right in the back.
Short of midfield. Good kick. The shelter of the stand. McKinnon the knock on. Maynard to McDermott. McDermott to midfield, wide of the circle, and Wiedemann had it, spilt it. Bickley, or no one there. Maybe Anderson can swallow this. He can't. Now he's got it, gets caught. McPherson's got him, comes away with the football. Super stuff. Liberatore, well smothered by McDermott. It rebounds to Wiedemann. Away he goes. Long kick into the square. Modra this time. No. Krediuk in front. Modra paddles it. Tries to sock it off the ground. Still a chance. Keep going. Now they'll get a Kluzak. Has he kicked it? Or did it come off
a goal?
Yes, it's there. Boy, did they work for that one.
Well, eventually it came. It wasn't a pretty goal, but nonetheless it was effective. It was a scramble down there. Really nothing could come of it. Modra follows up well here, just tries to put his boot to it, but couldn't. But Krediuk's done particularly well down there. As Kluzak has just come on.
Maybe that goal from Kluzak will lift the Crows. Here's big Sean Wren. Well played to Bickley. Oh, a bit more urgency now with Adelaide. Here's Modra a chance. Oh, he's dropped it, but it was a difficult one. A lot of pressure on with Krediuk. Here's Wellman, who's trying his heart out. In towards the pocket. Modra flies at the back. Oh, well played, Steve Krediuk. Gets it further afield to Costa. Costa around the corner. Well played by Maynard, but there's too many Footscray players backing up. And Liberatore gives it to Wallace. Over to McPherson. Back it comes to Wallace. That's good team play. And Richard Osborne can't mark on centre wing.
Again, Footscray attacking along this near flank, which they did in the first quarter.
The wind's still a factor. Very strong from the west-southwest.
It has sprung up again too, Pete, you're right.
Knocked down by Wellman. McPherson. Good to see him back into the Footscray side. Croft off the ground. Quill. Good smother by Wren. McDermott. Pittman. Back to Wren. Having a great duel with Grigic. Kickers to half forward. Punch by Wallace. Liptak and Hunter. West. And again, Footscray with the numbers. Out of bounds on the outer side. And the throw-in to take place in front of the old coach's box. Wellman and Stanfield. Anderson. Bickley onto the weed. Wiedemann from a standing start. Oh, badly weighted kick.
He's off.
Yeah, but he was caught too high.
Oh, really?
Wallace. And Hawkins. Hawkins from left half back. Kicks it to his wing. Cameron the target. Wiedemann a chance again. Had it, lost it. Too high, was it? He appealed for the free kick. None there, says the umpire. Liberatore may take it. The Crows. McGuinness got one in the back, did he? No. Stanfield. Another expeditious kick out of the pack, trying to find Beveridge. Lee tracks him to the boundary line for a throw-in.
Well, Adelaide, Don, are definitely working a lot harder in this quarter.
They are. I was just thinking about Wiedemann. Although he's mucking up a lot of the ball, he is at least there getting it, isn't it? And if you work on percentages, eventually it's got to go his way.
Well, he's having a real dip, Wiedemann. Unfortunately, he's just fumbled a lot. He's not a sure ball handler. Hawkins.
So they bring the ball across here. Another deliberate
They know
move.
the ground. McPherson. Further afield to Quill. He can go to Croft.
That's a relay free, surely.
There is a relay free, and look at that. Oh, Keenan Reynolds has dropped it. Well played by Beveridge. Smothered off the boot by Scott Lee. Here's a chance for Adelaide. They need McGuinness to fire. Oh, McGuinness's handball straight to Quill. Look at this. Grant's going to mark now. Gee, the difference in the forward setups and forward line's unbelievable. But mind you, that was a beautiful kick. Let's see what happens.
This is Pittman on Quill. Quill's all right. There's really nothing in that. Maybe the fact that Maynard coming across it. Oh, well, listen, he's just hit him in the
advocate that.
He's hit him in the bread basket.
You like that, Don, do you?
Oh, I don't like it, but I mean, it's a fact of game. It's a fact of this football.
Well, here's Chris Grant. Kicking, will it clear the pack? I don't think so, or did it? Yes, a goal! 5 goals for Chris Grant. What a good performance from the full forward, and that is going to make it very difficult for Adelaide.
Here's a magnificent kick, Grant. As we mentioned, that breeze has sprung up and just getting there. When you're playing confidently, everything seems to come off, and it is coming off for Footscray.
Back to the centre. 5 goals, 1 to Chris Grant. Kick out of the centre by Liberatore. Osman still with a great turn of speed. Former Fitzroy star, away he goes. Spears the pass into the pocket. Grant with the sun in his eyes. Can that happen in Melbourne in August? It can.
Player that's not getting a bit of a rap is Costa. Now he's kept McGuinness to about 6 possessions for a half of football,
he's not good.
Who?
He's been taking everyone on, Kim Costa.
Well, I'm just going to say Hocking and Schwash. Hocking from Geelong and Schwash in North Melbourne.
McDermott. Or Lee. McGuinness, a quick kick out of the congestion. Maynard got taken out of the contest. Steve Wallace reads the play beautifully. Plenty of options down there for him. And the mark is taken by Costa right on 50.
Well, maybe there is a move they could do, Adelaide, and that was a swap of Smart and Wellman.
So he runs out, tries to hook it back. That'll go pretty close.
Well, actually, Smart.
Wellman playing at half forward, and Smart is playing full back.
Well, Smart's had 5 goals kicked on him.
Bruce Lindsay's going across to Wellman. I wonder what that's all about.
Rashudo's kick marked by Bickley. Bickley at left half back for the Crows. With 13 minutes left in the third quarter. Scoreboard 9-8, Adelaide 3-6.
They need McGuinness to do a lot more. There's McKinnon. He's caught. Footscray very, very hard. Look at the pace of Kim Costa. Onto the left boot, back to half forward, and Scott Lee had to run back with a flight of the ball, and no one likes that. He took the mark. So Scott Lee to the half forward line. Here's Wellman flying. Oh, good mark, Sean Wellman. Gee, he has battled his heart out. Impresses me, Wellman, and he transfers play. That's a good kick too. But Ben Hart couldn't take the mark, but he butted up well, lip tack. Should be trying to knock it out. Well done, Liberatore. Out to Cameron.
There's just nothing coming off for the Crows. They had a 3-on-1 situation with Hart.
Here's Big Riggage getting it back, socket off the ground.
Rashudo got half back now.
Oh, Rashudo ran through Quill. And the umpire paying the advantage. Here's Cameron.
Well, obviously they're showing a bit now because Pittman laid somebody out and so did Rashudo.
Well, here's Griggage going towards Croft. Croft from 45 metres, set sail for home. It's not a bad kick. Oh, well played, Footscray. Top goal to Croft. And they've got all the answers. That's his first, Matthew Croft. 10-8 to 3-6.
Well, actual fact, he did very well at fullback on Rocker a few weeks ago. And here he is playing at centre-half forward on Pittman.
Started at fullback today.
And here's the one with Rashudo down in Quill. Quill wouldn't be feeling too good at the moment.
Great goal by Croft. Under 12 minutes left in the third term. McPherson grabbed, my voice is just about gone, by McGuinness, and a bounce at midfield again. So just the one shower of rain here this afternoon. We've been pretty lucky with the weather. These two go at it again. They've had a terrific duel. Quill, it was, to Cameron, reigning best and fairest here. Good tackle by Bickley. Ball jarred free. Chance for West. Excellent hand pass. Liberatore inside the square. Grant and Rashudo. A little bit of a nudge in the back. Lee. Good skills. Gets it to Anderson.
And Rashudo, as we see at full back, and Smart on the half-forward line being picked up by Southern.
Oh, well, not before time. I think the move should have been made in the first half. We see Bickley on to Ben Hart. McDermott. Maynard. Oh, he's just fumbled. Gets in a hand pass. Back to Chris McDermott. It's great tackling by Footscray, and the umpire said that
now when they're playing
front
confidently, Adelaide would have got away with that. Maynard fumbled, McDermott fumbled. They would have got away. They're not playing confident football.
Look at this.
He would have got that away then.
So Footscray tackling very hard. Out wide is Quill, receiving from Scott West. So Peter Quilly's had a fine season. Now he's looking for the long, low trajectory kick. It clears the pack. Now here's Mark Rashudo, who we mentioned a moment ago, now playing at fullback. Wiedemann. Anderson, he's trying to get onto his left foot. No, he elects to hand pass instead. Now McDermott's going to go for the long bomb. He ignores the lead of Modra. Kicks towards the square and ducking back and saving the day is Mark Hunter.
Hunter was off the ground in the second quarter.
So here he is. Hunter, he's had a good season playing mostly in the centre, and this is good coaching.
Footscray have got this ball away very easily from kick-ins.
I was about to say, it's good coaching to give the ball, let Hawkins bring the ball back in because of his pinpoint kicking. Now, here's Wren setting himself. Ah, geez, a good player, this bloke. I keep repeating myself, but he is just so talented, Sean Wren.
Terrific duel, Pete, isn't it?
Between
those two.
It's very hard to say who's on top.
I know, I'd go for Wren. Here's Wren, bring it in front of goal. Here's Nigel Smart at the back, no mark.
In front.
And he tried to fly from the rear, but it was certainly no mark.
But he was in front.
They've got it down there. Footscray by 43 points halfway through the third quarter. Smart tried to get Kluzek, and the ball taken out of bounds. 5 metres from the behind post. West looks at the umpire, who says throw it in.
Well, Tony Modra's still goalless.
Hasn't had too many kicks. How many kicks has he had? Only a couple. He's dropped about 3 marks that he normally would have taken under, well, general circumstances. Anderson trying his heart out. He's looking for Maynard or Smart. He's found Smart right on 50. Now this guy's a good kick. Bit of local knowledge, and he'd just be able to get this. 55 metres out. He's given it a decent old roost. Might fall just a little bit short. Marking contest in front. The Hawk emerges with it. Low trajectory drop punt past Quill, past Southern, past McDermott. It's out of bounds for a throw-in. Right half forward for Adelaide, 65 metres from goal.
The beauty about Hawkins, and he's always had the ability that he could go either left or right, and he'd always hit his target. It's not something he's worked on in recent years. He's always had that ability since joining Footscray as a youngster.
Wellman and Stanfield went for it. Liberatore taken down to the tackle. Free kick Adelaide, I believe. McGuinness, the recipient. He'll get onto his left foot. No, he won't. He'll have to go on the right now. Costa was breathing right down his neck. Modra at last! Great mark too.
Gee, that was a good mark.
Now, how'd he kick it? Come on, Tony, you're first today, and boy, does the side need it.
That is a brilliant mark.
Well, let's hope that gives him some confidence, because this forward line is really centred around this man. He's kicked all the goals, 60-odd this year.
He might have missed. What's he done with it? It's close. Now it's there.
And it's good to see the boys going across and recognising Modra, giving him some encouragement. That's his first, 61st goal for the season. Unfortunately, as I said, this forward line revolves around him. If he doesn't kick goals, they're in trouble, Adelaide.
Well, there's 6 goals, 1 down, Adelaide. That might lift them because they need Modra firing. It was a brilliant mark and goal. Here's McPherson on to Cameron. Leon Cameron sprints clear, and a beautifully weighted kick looking down there for Grant. Punched away by Rashudo. That was good play. Or McKinnon got himself in trouble. Beveridge gets it to Keenan Reynolds, who bends it back. And a great goal to Footscray.
His second. Quick reply.
So Reynolds, 2 goals. And Footscray did that very, very well. 11-8 to 4-7.
Well, when it left the boot, I thought, well, what a sloppy kick. He had plenty of time, Reynolds, but what a beautiful kick, because he allowed for the breeze. Watch this bend back. That was, you could see it actually turn in the midair. Well-biased kick.
2 great snap goals by Keenan Reynolds, one at each end of the ground. 74 to 31 now. Wren, the weed, tries to crash through. The ball jarred free in the tackle. Up to McDermott. He gets taken down. Osman's got him. McKinnon flips it out the front. Now Pittman kicks it straight to Grigic, who fumbles. McGuinness has got him. Costa, good shepherd applied by McPherson. On to Liberatore. Inside 50, Lee should mark and does. Scott Lee, good defender. Well-weighted kick. Oh, Hawkins just chipped in front of Maynard. Excellent play. Beveridge. Luke Beveridge, former Melbourne Rover, goes in short. Grant, great stuff. Chris Grant, 5-1 today. He's got his 50th goal for the year. In fact, now 52. 47-40 he'd kicked before today. Great build. And doing well at full forward since Alan Joyce put him there permanently.
In actual fact, Beveridge is no closer to goal than what Grant was when he took the mark.
Surprising he did that, because he's such a great kick. We saw that earlier.
Well, maybe the breeze a bit of a factor, Peter.
Yeah, but that goal he kicked from the other side, at the other end, Don, was a ripper, wasn't it?
Yeah, the breeze had dropped, though. It has come up a little bit.
Okay. Bow to your superior meteorological knowledge.
I'm just looking at the trees bending in the wind.
It's like gardening Australia. He used to grow pansies, didn't he, Don?
Butternut pumpkins I was famous for.
Sorry. So Luke Beveridge. Oh, that's a good kick. That's a great kick. That's a goal. Beveridge gets his second, and the Doggies answer the challenge, 12-8 to 4-7.
Well, originally that was well cut out by Hawkins. The ball was going out of the Crows' back line. It was over to a 2-on-1 situation. Hawkins outnumbered. He cut across, got it down in the direction of Beveridge, who took the mark. Beveridge in turn to Grant. Grant then went short again across to Beveridge, and he's finished off well.
8 goals, 1 the Bulldogs lead by. Steve McPherson. They're working a lot harder than Adelaide. Costa, Wallace, here's Grant. Oh, good play by Rashudo. He's with Grant.
He's hurt himself too, Rashudo.
Oh yes, he's only holding his head, so he should be all right. No, but you're more worried. Don't laugh. You're more worried if it's a groin or a knee.
Oh,
or
are you?
Of course you are. You can always fix a head injury.
Oh, can you? Just watch this. There's a boot coming in here.
So Mark
Just
Rashuda.
there was a boot. That's why Rashuda went down.
Now, Ingerson doing the ruck work there. So the umpire will bounce it again. He's still holding his head.
Still
Mark
holding his
Rashuda.
head, so he's not too good.
And well, let's hope he's all right. Anyway, they certainly can't afford any injuries, particularly their good players. They've got very few playing well. That's McKinnon. To centre wing, Liptak. Oh, good tackle. That'll be holding the ball. Now, the tackler was rewarded then. That's good umpiring. Steve McPherson. A beautiful tackle. Now, he's playing on here because look at this. An unmanned
Quill.
It's Quill. Now, Quill almost the centre of the ground. Oh, shocking kick off the side of the boot. Straight over the line. So, centre wing, there'll be a throw-in.
And for those...
Rashuda's all right too. He's back on Grant.
Yeah, the boot are pretty tough over there, Don.
Pittman going back, playing a loose man in front of Grant.
McGuinness's kick. Wallace missed it. McPherson went down. That'll be a ball up.
So that's an interesting move by Adelaide. That means that there's one free player from Footscray, and I think it might be Quill.
Pittman's gone back now into Grant.
So another bounce. These two dinosaurs go at it again. Neither gets an effective tap out. It's paddled out to Croft. Croft up towards half forward. Beveridge. Osborne chips it in short. No one down there. Pittman doing a good job. Liberatore should kick a goal. Oh, great tackle.
Free kick.
It's a free kick.
Rolls. It's there. It's a goal.
No, it's a free kick, Pete, before that.
It's going to Pittman. It was good body work by Pittman because he's bigger than Grant and he just held his ground.
Yeah, the crowd reckoning he was shepherding out.
Well, it was an interesting one, wasn't it? He just stopped there in front of the pack. And he couldn't get near the footy. Costa and McGuinness. Osborne. McKinnon over the top of him.
It was an interesting one, that wasn't. He sort of held his ground, put his arms out, and Grant couldn't get round him.
Let's take a look.
He really didn't put his arm. Oh, yes, he did. You're right. He's trying to go for the ball, but there's a free kick. Good play.
I don't know. Interesting one, that.
Rashuda seems to be playing across half back. I don't know who he's picking up. Maybe it's Croft, but he's not picking up anybody at the moment. Rashuda, there he is in the foreground, following Croft now, I think.
So Wren tapping it down. McKinnon can't get his boot to it. Hart was caught high. And a free kick to Ben Hart. He's played well, Don.
Yes, he's a good player, Hart. He's got a bit of class about him, hasn't he? He and Smart.
So Ben Hart, he's run far too close to Richard Osborne. Here's Liberatore. Good play by McKinnon. Oh, Liptak dumps. Oh, Richard Osborne throws Liptak to the ground. And there's going to be an all-in brawl here because of a couple of late tackles. The umpire's letting the play go on. It's a free kick to the Crows at half forward. They're still having a bit of a dust up behind. And now Wiedemann's having a pushing and shoving match. But there were two like wrestling matches behind where the player was dumped way off the ball.
Well, that was Bickley. Osborne ran after Bickley and threw him to the ground.
So here's Liptak. A long kick in towards the pocket. Up they go. It comes off hands and over the line in the forward pocket. And Richard Osborne and Chris McDermott having plenty to say to each other down on centre wing.
The Footscray runner just telling Aussie to get back in the forward pocket and forget about the fights, get on with the footy, which is pretty good advice, I reckon. Close to finals time if they're going to make it, that rush through for a behind. Things have quietened down. 80 plays 32. We're close to three-quarter time. Again, Hawkins to kick in. Well, last time he kicked it straight to Wren, but it's been the exception that proves the rule, which today has been that Hawkins has kicked in pretty well. Wiedemann, West wins out. Cameron. Oh, gee, he's got some class, this fellow. Best and fairest winner last year at Footscray. Croft! Hits the ground running.
Could have done better with that kick, but it bounces.
Beveridge will run in and kick a goal, you'd reckon, from there. Osborne applies a shepherd. Good mark, or is a holding decision. It's a free kick. It's going Ingerson's way. He has to kick over the mark. Standing on it, Keenan Reynolds. McKinnon should have taken the mark.
Well done by Grant.
Osborne tackled well. Ball spills free. McPherson Super stuff. He's missed it. One behind. Kicked by the Footscray veteran, Steve McPherson, his first score of the afternoon. Coming up almost on the three-quarter time siren. 50 seconds to go. And Footscray 12-9, Adelaide 4-8.
So this is Scott Lee coming straight down the centre of the ground looking for Wren. 2 bites, couldn't grab it. Here's a quick kick by Costa into the forward pocket. Keenan Reynolds, a diving attempt. Osborne is there with Ingerson. Osborne off the ground. Oh, hits the post.
He measured that one, didn't he?
Well, good thinking by Richard Osborne. They've been far too good, Footscray. 12-10 to 4-8. They've been far more desperate, and I think that has certainly helped them. Rashudo, the centre of the ground. Nigel Smart tries to tap at the ground. Croft hits it out to Wallace. That's good play. As the time clock ticks down towards three-quarter time, Luke Beveridge has got it. Oh, Grant. He should mark this, Chris Grant. Yes, this is a gimme. He read it better than Pittman.
Well, what he did, Peter, he was behind Pittman. That's Bickley going down. Let's hope he's all right, Bickley. Oh, I don't think he is.
I think Grant just read it better.
And Bickley going off, but he started behind Pittman. The ball was high and he just had to drop. Pittman was looking for him as Bickley's being carried off the ground.
Well, 5 goals Chris Grant has kicked. He's directly in front. Stabs. Goal number 6, Chris Grant. Three-quarter time here at the Western Oval. Footscray doing it on the bit. 13-10-88 to Adelaide 4-8-32.
That's what I love about it. Yeah, that's the thing about me. The thing about football.
three-quarter time, 5 goals in the third quarter by Footscray. The Bulldogs in a commanding position here at the Western Oval, and the major goal kicker Chris Grant, his tally is now 6 for the match. Brisbane and Melbourne up at a very warm Gabba this afternoon. We're going to be showing you the final score, and if you don't wish to see the score, it's coming up on screen in a couple of seconds from now. Look away, here it is. Reminder, SAS will be having a replay of that Brisbane-Melbourne game immediately following this clash here at the Western Oval. Right, let's go down to the boundary. Neil Curls, any news on Bickley? What happened? Was it his ankle?
Yes, it's not a good one. It's down low in the ankle and maybe right down that foot area where he broke the bone before against Footscray and Adelaide, and he certainly won't take any further part in this game and possibly for the rest of the season. But, you know, you just have to give full credit to Footscray. They're working so much harder. They're backing up all over the ground a lot better. They're using the ball better, and they're creating the loose man a lot better. The Adelaide boys, they're trying hard. They're just working as hard as they can, but they're not using any system. The teamwork's not there, and they're just lacking so much confidence when they're going for the ball. They're fumbling. They're misdirecting their hand passes. Their kicking's astray, and there's not a lot the coaching staff can do to try and get back in this game. The game's gone. And with it, of course, is season 94.
Well, a bit of pride in the jumper still, Curls. I mean, they should be going right until the siren, shouldn't they? Let's look at the Seven Sports calendar now, and some great stuff coming up over the next few weeks. The Tooheys 1000, what a weekend that's going to be, not only at Bathurst, but it's back-to-back with the AFL Grand Final, of course. Check your local guides for our coverage. And big golf on 7-2. The Greg Norman Holden Classic coming soon, and likewise the Australian Open with another top field. Once more, check your local guides. All coming up shortly, exclusive to 7 Sport. Right, three-quarter time, and the difference 88-32.
I noticed Rodney Jamieson, well, he hobbled off the ground too, so they can't use him.
Pittman now at centre half back.
As I said, pride in the Guernsey. Let's see if the Crows can finish on a good note. They're not going to win the match. They've had a great duel. Griggage this time straight to his opposite number 1 in Anderson. Anderson's kicked to half forward. Hunter clean bowl. Charge for Smart. Around Southern. Onto his right foot. Was nearly going to have to kick with his left into the pocket. And the ball fisted away for Footscray by Stephen Cretiel.
Maynard in the back pocket, picking up Reynolds. Rasuto at full back. Well, no, it's McKinnon half back on Osborne. Lee on Beveridge. And Pittman on Croft at centre half back.
Smart and Southern. Wiedemann applies a tackle, and that's effective in stopping everything, and it will be a bounce.
A bit stiff, Adelaide, with Sean Wren being so good in the ruck. They don't know what to do with Pittman, really.
Well, it's a real scramble out there. Certainly not pretty stuff. Well, there's a series of fumbles out there. Finally, the ball kicked away. Might have been by West. Past Griggage. McDermott through some very heavy traffic. Kick came from Pesh. Still they can't get a clean possession. And we will have another ball up. So in all that play, which took about a minute and a quarter, I think it travelled about 10 metres and we had one clean kick.
So the bounce. Look at the number of players around that ball. There's Griggage with the big thump. What I was trying to say a moment ago about Big Pittman, I don't think he's a real key position player, but if he doesn't play there, you can't get him onto the ball.
He really hasn't had his colours lowered, has he, today?
No, but I'm talking about generally.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
He's really...
But the benefit is he can play a position. I think he'd be an excellent pickup for anyone looking for a ruckman.
So here at half back is Scott West. Well, back pocket, actually. Been an excellent player again. Having a good season, West. Centre wing area. The race is on for the ball. Well, you'd back Cameron most times, and he's got it again. Down towards Grant. Grant using his body. Almost took it from behind. No mark. Here's a chance for Richard Osborne. Trying to hook it back towards the goal, but blazes it over the line and out on the full. Osborne's been a good player, Don.
Yes, he hasn't played in his bursts. He has been playing in bursts, but he's been a little more consistent today, contributing, well, most of the day.
Well, he's only kicked 1 goal, but he's certainly had plenty of the ball as the kick comes back to the half-back line. And there he is again, Sean Wren. Excellent mark. Further field to Pesh. Centre wing, it's thumped away from Wellman. Knocked further afield as the Crows' eyes are taken away by Cameron. Powell, Matthew Powell, was number 20 who knocked it forward. Here's Osborne. Oh, good mark. Oh, not Payne.
Oh,
he
really?
caught one in the back as well. Grant onto the left boot. Centre. Great play by Grant. Liberatore couldn't mark. Racing after it is McKinnon. McKinnon goes back. Oh, Rashudo. Now David Pittman. And Pittman chips it in, looking for Wiedemann, who flies.
Oh, he's hurt himself too.
He came down hard.
He's all right though.
Maynard. Further afield to Anderson. And another wasted kick straight to Wallace.
Steve Wallace, one of the veterans in the Footscray side, and here's another Steve McPherson, and the Weeds got him at a bear hug. Super's kick to left half forward. Oh, good mark to Grigic. Luke Beveridge
Good kick.
spears it into Osborne. Should have taken that one. Maynard, McDermott, McKinnon from 50. Kicks to midfield, marking contest, none can bring it down. Pesh, long hand pass, Kluzak doesn't bounce kindly for him. I nearly tripped over it. It's that sort of day, folks. Hunter off the ground. Straight to Keenan Reynolds. When you're hot, aren't you? Cameron, Footscray with the numbers. Grigic is there. A little fumble, tried to get it to Reynolds. McGuinness. Powell was there. Couldn't take a clean possession. Now Hart, one of their best and most consistent players.
Reynolds hurt himself behind play, Pete.
No mark taken there at midfield.
No, it's Grigic hurt himself.
Wellman, gee, they wouldn't want to lose him. Now the umpire stopped this, a throw, he says. It's going to be a free kick to Hawkins. I must admit, I didn't see what happened.
He's all right. He just got one in the stomach, winded him.
He's a big boy. Wallace. Wallace at midfield. Long kick inside 50. Grant the flyer. Two Crows are there. Maynard will do the tidying up work.
Whoa.
Wow, great tackle. Croft's got him. Maynard comes up with the free kick, chips it in short, and Pittman takes the mark just inside the boundary.
David Pittman at half back. There's the kick. Cameron versus Hart. Two great young players, and Cameron with beautiful judgment to take that. That was really a good. He's been a great player today, Cameron. Look at the kick, 65 metres. Red. Oh, Grigic! Oh, just about to call Red to take the mark, and Grigic flew over the top of Red.
And Hawkins has gone off the ground, being replaced by Shannon Corcoran for Footscray. And a big mark by the big fellow. It's been an excellent effort between these two big fellows. Look at that. One big fellow over the other. It's like kick to kick in the schoolyard, isn't it?
So
he is a real improver in the AFL.
Ilya Grigic from directly in front, 30 metres, kicks and goals. So that's the big ruckman's first. And Footscray going on with it here, 14-10 to 4-8.
Well, they pulled another change. Quill going off for Footscray. And coming back on, back on Johnson. That's Brad Johnson. He started the game. Was replaced in the second quarter. But here's the big mark for Grigic. Look at him behind there. Really does launch himself. He had the sit. It was a good kick by Cameron. Excellent. An exciting passage of play.
First goal to Ilya Grigic, and a good percentage booster by Footscray. Percentage certain to play a part in the final 8 this year. There's a logjam from about 3rd down to 10th. Hart. Pesh from a standing start. His kick to half forward. Small! Oh! Great grab!
He's certainly capable of that, isn't he?
Yeah, what a terrific leap. Set himself, eyes on the ball, didn't waver, and one of the marks of the day, one of the marks of the year. Look at that. Well, they need more Nigel Smarts. Adelaide. Good approach to goal. Now, distance is the factor here. Just doesn't quite get there. Deserved better. And through for only one behind. Certainly did deserve a goal. 4-9, Adelaide's total now. That's worth a second look from this angle as well. Oh, great grab. Out of the Peter McKenna textbook for goals, that one. Terrific mark. Play continues. Now it's on the outer wing. And this is Croft. Goes for the hand pass. This is where Footscray have been cutting them up at midfield. West spears the pass in. Not well directed. But again, weight of numbers. Beveridge. Bombs away. Grant in the goal square.
Liberatore has gone off for Footscray, and coming on is Jason Watts. So Footscray now starting to rest their players. They realise they've got this game sewn up. When you look at it, they've got a 60-point advantage or a 61-point advantage. There's Hawkins, Liberatore and Grant.
So Grant for goal number 7. Point blank range and kicks it.
I suppose he's been the difference between the teams. When you've got somebody that can convert from the opportunities that come down the ground. There's been some intelligent leading, some great high marking and some excellent kicking for goal by Grant. 7 goals, 1. Scott West. Here's the ball coming out once again. Beveridge has also done well up on that forward line. Easy chest mark. 7 goals, 1 to Chris Grant.
Well, the best Chris Grant has done against Adelaide before is 4.
And the best by any Footscray player.
Any Footscray player is 4 goals. So he's kicked 7 today. In a great performance at full forward. Well, he's a very talented player. There's Tony McGuinness. He's only had 7 kicks and 1 handball.
Well, you've got to take your hat off to a fellow Costa out there. We sang his praises earlier, but this McGuinness has been kept quiet, and Costa's done an excellent job.
Oh, there's a good mark, and that was Kluzek, I think, down there. It is.
Yes, Kluzek.
But they really need McGuinness firing. He's one man that needs about 30 touches for Adelaide to be a good side. Here's Kluzek in towards Sean Wren. Well done by the big fella to get down there. He's doing it at both ends of the ground, and he takes the mark 35 metres from goal.
You must have seen him more than me, Pete and/or Don. Do you think he's a show for the Brownlow?
Well, I haven't seen him too often, Peter, but if he's been playing like this most of the year, I'd say it'd have to be a real show for the Brownlow.
So here he is. He's taken 10 marks for the game. Not a bad effort by the big bloke. It's a very high kicker. He's hooked it badly, and in fact has kicked it out in the full, and that is not how you kick into the breeze. You kick far too high.
Yes, little local knowledge is a wonderful thing here at Footscray. Mark Hunter. He'll go defensively. Long high kick, there he is again. He's got it. He'll have another shot. No, he won't. He's laid off the hand pass. Hard off, fumbles. And that's been the story of the Crows afternoon, hasn't it really? Watts, Costa, who's done an excellent job, as we have said, on McGuinness. The other boy from Fish Creek, Barry Stanfield. The Weed, as he's made from that area. Excellent play. Richard Osman, too far out to score, you would think, from there. Knows that. In front, or in behind, was Grant. West off the ground. Past McDermott. Snapshot by West. Great goal. Roped it superbly. Scott West kicks his first and Footscray's 16th.
Well, he's done particularly well, Scott West, since being moved midfield about 6 weeks ago, playing on the wing. He averages about 14 kicks a game. He's been fairly consistent. Been an interesting battle today, but here he is. He went initially and then followed up. And it's good to have a goal-kicking wingman. There he is, Scott West, number 14.
Well, this is turning into a real hiding for Adelaide now. Now let's hope they don't give up the ghost and Footscray just overrun them in this last 11 and a half minutes. But Footscray have been far too aggressive, far more talented up forward, and just far more players playing well. Here's Grigic with the big thump.
They're just
left foot. That was good play down towards the half volley. Here's another goal coming up. Beveridge chips it in. What was he trying to do? Was he trying to pass it?
I don't know what he was doing. He's shaking his head too in bewilderment.
He should have just belted it at the goals, and he did some funny little chip kick. Here's Maynard.
Usually when you have a lot of time to think, Peter, that's the problem, isn't it?
Good mark, McPherson. Beautiful mark. Now, a chance for Grant. Watch his strength here. Almost took it with the one hand. Well played by Rashudo. And then eventually taken away by Maynard. There's Powell. Kept it in well. Caught. Gets his boot to it. And the pressure put on by Footscray has forced him to kick it out on the full.
Halfway through the last quarter, West will take the free kick. I think yes, it is West. kicked the last goal. The Crows so far goalless in the final turn. They've only added one behind to their three-quarter time tally. Or Wren.
Free kick
got
to
a free
Grant.
kick, or is it the other way?
Push the other way as against.
He was pushed out.
By
Wren was
Rashudo.
pushed. And Grant was also pushed.
Yeah, I think Rashudo pushed Grant out first.
So Grant's got 7. Already the best effort by a Footscray player against the Adelaide Crows. Let's take a look there. Yeah, he was pushed into Wren, wasn't he? Previous best was Brian Royal, who got 6 in 92. Grant got 4 also in 92. Has he got 8 in 94? No. 1 behind. So 7 goals, 2 to Chris Grant.
It's not the most accurate kick for goal. In fact,
He's got 7-2 today.
I realise, but his kick before this game, 47 goals, 40 points.
Yes, fair comment. Rashudo gives it back to Lee. Lee from a standing start. Up to midfield. Nobody can grab the mark. Ball hits the deck. West has got it, or had it. Anderson now on the end of a hand pass. And here he is, Ren. He's been terrific.
Certainly has, Pete. Centre wing, thumped away. Grigic. He's got backup support out there by Watts. Watts down to Grant at the back. Rashudo, he's making it a real contest. I'll give Rashudo this. He's gone down there to a position that he doesn't play, Norm. There he is. And at least he's giving it everything and trying to put pressure on Grant. So full marks, even though the game's lost. He's trying his heart out. And here's Wren and Grigic, almost a free kick to Wren. He copped one around the neck. Ingerson is there. Oh, here they come again as they race into goal. Is that Johnson? Johnson has kicked a ripper.
Well,
11 to 4-9.
Well, the boy from Western Jets been on and off the bench today. Played Western Jets last week. It's about his second game. His first game was against Collingwood. Picked up Fraser. Albertson last week. So that makes it his third game, actually.
Well, Brad Johnson getting his first goal. And Adelaide still to add to their goal tally from three-quarter time. McDermott kicks to half forward. Punch away by Stanfield. And here he is again, their reigning best and fairest, Leon Cameron. McPherson and Wiedemann clash behind play. Oh, Lee, mark, free kick, whatever.
He reminds me of Michael Tuck, Leon Cameron. Michael Tuck, who was...
Yeah, similar build, Scotty, hasn't he?
Well, yes, and they seem to float across the ground. They've got very good skills.
Smart, very nearly. McKinnon mops up. Tackled as by Corcoran. Ball spills free. Kicked up for the Crows by Pesh. It's at right half forward. Now a chance. McGuinness from Liptak. On his wrong foot, which is his right, if that makes sense. And the ball rushed through for one behind off the boot of, who did that come from? Mark Hunter, I think.
Moderate behind Crediok when the ball came down on that occasion.
Hunter kicks in. Goes to the outer side. West, who's been busy. Grigic, too tall, still couldn't take the mark. Watts, good hand pass, and here he is again. The Michael Tuck look-alike in build anyway. Leon Cameron and Southern.
Oh, that lovely meal.
Oh, do they what? One of the good-looking guys out here.
He did well
jump up into the table when he comes into the room.
Well, he did well the first half, Southern. He's just hadn't had the opportunities in the second half, but he was an excellent player.
50 metres out. Come on, Danny, they want you to kick a goal. Not with that kick. Good spoil by Pittman. It's out of bounds. Footscray's left forward pocket. A throw in. Big grin from Danny Southern. Terrific bloke. Just make sure I don't go to his barber. Now boundary throw in forward pocket. There he is again. Hart. Beveridge. Thought about giving it to Costa. Gives it to Cameron. Kicks across his body. Good effort. One behind. Kick by Leon Cameron. Hasn't scored a goal today. 2 behind. 17-12 to 4-10. And that, I think, if my mathematics are any good, is about 80 points the difference.
Well, he's had 18 kicks and 1 handball, Leon Cameron, as Chris McDermott brings it in looking for Mark Rashudo, and he marks at half back. So Rashudo's probably been moved from full back, I would think. Here's Anderson, who's been quiet in the second half. Rashudo gets it to McGuinness. around centre wing and socket off the ground by Steve Wallace. So Steve Wallace solid as ever in defence. Been a good player for Footscray. Oh, there's Grigic and Wren. Don't pay those, umpire. There was nothing in that. Fair dinkum. Grigic on the McPherson. McPherson runs to 55 metres, brings it in front of goal. Grant, let's see if he can use his body. He can't because the ball was slightly to the right. I fair dinkum reckon that boundary throw-in free kick should not be paid. I mean it.
So it's just open slather, is it?
Open slather and let it go.
I think I know what you're saying, Pete. Now Hart takes the hand pass from McGuinness right on the boundary line. Awkward kick. Stanfield's punch to Wallace. Oh, great skills. Reynolds, who's kicked a couple of nice goals this afternoon. Grigic punches from behind, and the big fellow lumbers forward. Might have given away a free kick. Hart holding his head. I think it's Hart at the back. Pesh. No one home except Reynolds.
Ingerson's come on for Adelaide and he's gone down in the back pocket, picking up Southern.
And still they go, Footscray. A tireless effort from the Bulldogs this afternoon. Osborne gives it on the Croft, inside 50. Long kick, but off target and through for a behind only by Matthew Croft. His tally, 1 goal, 1. 6 minutes left, 17-14. Well, the scoreboard does tell the story, doesn't it?
Top performance by Footscray, a real team effort.
They'll be back in the 8. They started the day from 9th. Gee, that was just the required distance from McDermott.
How far is he running?
He gets around Johnson. Kickers to half-back. West has taken the mark on centre wing.
Scott West has been a terrific player today. A clever little chip pass. He finds Danny Southern. Now, if he turns around quickly, he's got a loose man on his own in the pocket in Beveridge. There he is. Can't mark because Pittman was good enough to get back and spoil. Still with Footscray. Who's this? West. Steve McPherson a chance. He waits for it. Now he goes back to Corcoran. Corcoran brings it in front of goal. Here's Grant flying at the back. It's no mark. In fact, it's Johnson around the corner and across the face of goal and out on the full. Penalty kick down there to be taken by Sean Wren.
Certainly one of Adelaide's best, if not their best on the day. That's taking nothing away from the effort of Grigic. They've both been fine contributors, and Ben Hart, a usual solid performance from him. That's a good kick. Wallace waits at the back. Wellman couldn't take it, so Wallace mops up well. He gives it over to Corcoran at midfield. Third attempt. On to Croft. McPherson. Oh, he's got to kick this, doesn't he? Oh, bad. Wren just too tall.
That's his 12th mark, Pete.
Oh, he's been magnificent. McDermott back to Hart. Low trajectory kick. McGuinness and Costa holding the ball in the back. Neither of those. It's going to be a bounce. And the official crowd today, 17,591. And that's about 14,000 more than we had last week. Worth a replay, because he was on the shoulder there. Costa had it there, although McGuinness knocked it back underneath him. So maybe a fair decision in the end of ball up. We're going to see another one now. We've seen a lot of those today, haven't we? Footscray well on top. 208 kicks to 149. 80 handballs. Adelaide 91 though. But the Bulldogs have control of Corcoran in the road of McDermott. Free kick going to Footscray.
That was stiff. Now Shannon Corcoran kicks it wide. Here's Johnson again, centering it. Good thinking. But McKinnon chips in to take the mark. He read that well, McKinnon. Oh, this is a dangerous kick. It'll come off because it was a beautifully placed kick to Maynard. He's Ben Hart at half-back. Very disappointing by Adelaide, to only kick 4 goals on a day like this. Centre wing, Keenan Reynolds. A good hand pass. Cameron, another one to Croft. Now Beveridge. Luke Beveridge. Still on his right, but it ran too far, and I think that was a pretty fair decision in the end.
I wonder what about McDermott down the other end when he was kicking in. He ran more than 10 metres too, without bouncing the ball.
But I think On that occasion, Beveridge could have got rid of it just a little bit earlier.
He could have. A little bit confident, wasn't he?
Here's Wren. It'll be brought back. So Sean Wren, he'll probably hand past the other side here. No, he won't. He's going to short pass to Hart. Ben Hart at half back to centre wing. Pittman at the back. Wiedemann can't mark. Taken away by Nigel Smart. Still Pittman going on with it. Johnson is there. Here's Wellman around the corner to the half-forward line, but the mark taken by Keenan Reynolds.
On to Hunter. Hunter's kick is short, marked by Watts. Still Footscray come forward. Corcoran again. Adelaide's last goal, incidentally, the 13-minute mark of the third quarter. Lee reads it well onto Wren, their best player by a country mile. Maynard's chip shot up to Pesh. Can't take the mark. Outnumbered. Costa missed it. Now a chance down there for Powell. Trying to paddle in front of it. Johnson's got him. Crowd looking for a free kick. And they all come in again and stack it up for a bounce. The Western Oval's always very hard to play. Even when Footscray have been a lowly side in the competition, they've been hard to beat out here. They're anything but that at the moment. And the Crows finding out how tough it can be to get the points. McDermott.
Well,
over the head of Watts for a throw-in.
This is great percentage for Footscray too, with the was getting very clustered at the top of the final 8.
It is. It's a real log jam, isn't it, Pete?
Oh, this will help them a lot as we see Grigich versus Wren. Grigich won it with the left hand. Here's Johnson again, promising young player. Beveridge has been a good recruit. He originally played with Melbourne. Been a handy pickup, Don.
Oh, he's been good, Peter. As I mentioned earlier, a surprise packet, but he's had, what, 16 off possessions, 14 kicks today, but he just gives them a little bit of bite.
And he can kick a goal too, so he's a handy forward pocket rover around Grant. Or there's some holding.
Free kick.
That should have been a free kick to Wren.
Oh, really?
Even though it was a boundary
Even though it was a boundary throw-in. I think I would have paid that one, Pete. Couldn't help yourself, could you? But he was grabbed. You what? See, he locks his arms. Or
well, no, but hang on. But Wren's also holding on
a bit of both
as well.
holding.
I mean, the umpire.
That's why I say you don't take any notice.
The umpire should have courage of conviction and pay the free kicks.
No,
Teach these guys how to use their bodies.
Don, you should know they give the ruckman a miss. Just throw it to the Rovers and raffle it. Here they go again. Grigich and Wren.
Better use of the body.
Wren did that pretty well. It's locked in there. Chris McDermott couldn't get away. It'll be a bounce.
Chris McDermott's worked hard too in the clinches, 9 and 11.
He always tries hard, doesn't he?
He does.
Chris?
20 disposals, so a good afternoon from him. But they just haven't been able to get it together up forward. Cameron, look at the speed. Oh, terrific stuff from their best and fairest. The bounce important here. Was it touched? And it's rushed over the line by Pittman for one behind to the Bulldogs. As we get inside the last minute of play, 117 to 34. So the Crows, so they're going to be goalless in the last quarter. Prosciutto.
Isn't it amazing? I picked the Crows to play off in the finals this year. There's 8 in the finals. You think they would have made it, but
I thought they were going to win the flag after last year's preliminary final.
Saved a lot of people.
Then again, they've had a lot of injuries, and where their strength was across midfield. When they had Tregenza, Jarman getting the ball, McGuinness getting the ball, McDermott getting the ball.
So a bounce. In the few seconds remaining in this match, Croft taps down. Maynard tackled by that same player. Quill out once out to McPherson. Goal super, they say. There's the siren. Kick on its way. It won't be a goal. And it might not even be a score. Well, it's the one in the Northern Park. Here's a Quill. So 1 point. Kick by Steve McPherson right on the siren, his third for the afternoon, and Footscray have won very easily at the end, 17-16, 118, defeating Adelaide 4-10-34. The Crows goalless in the last quarter. Their last goal came up at the 13-minute mark of the third term.
Well, it ran out as a very uninteresting game. I suppose from Footscray's point of view, they were at least consistent all day. They started with 19 points, added 36, 33, and finished up with 20 in the last quarter. But poor old Adelaide, only 2 points in the last quarter. I don't know whether they read this ground terribly well. Footscray went out and they had a plan that they'd keep the ball to this wing, the close wing here. They wouldn't go to the outer, and that's how they attacked when they were going right of screen. And I suppose a little bit of local knowledge, and one player that tried hard but had his colours lowered today, Tony McGuinness, Neil Curley.
Here we are.
No, I think we've lost Curl. No, he's right.
Okay. Well, Tony, as you know, being an old player, it was always going to be a tough game, but they never let you in it from the start.
Oh no, they're playing well at the moment, and we're really struggling, no doubt about that. But they're a very good side, very desperate, honest, and committed. They're going very well at the moment.
And Adelaide's fall away, particularly towards the second half of the season, has been very disappointing for people at home.
Yes, it has been, and we've got no excuses. We're just really struggling at the moment. I mean, we're doing everything we can on the training track and that, but when confidence is low, it's just, it's really a grind. It's really a struggle at the moment.
Thanks, pal. Let's go in the room. All the best.
Thanks, girls. Well done, mate. And thanks to Tony McGuinness being escorted off the ground there by the police and security guys. Not Adelaide's day today. And they added 2 behinds in the final quarter. Their tally 14-34. The Bulldogs easiest to win is 17-18, 118.
That's what I like about it. Yeah, that's the thing about me. The thing about football.
Yep. Footscray convincing winners by 84 points over Adelaide. Chris Grant got 7 goals 2. Luke Beveridge 2, they were their major goal kickers. Oh, Keenan Reynolds also got 2 from great snaps. And Greg Anderson 1, Tony Modra 1, Matthew Kluzak 1, and Sean Wellman won the only goal kickers for the Adelaide Crows this afternoon. So Graham Corns has got a few problems, Don. A disappointing effort, but Footscray just too good.
Well, they were, Peter. They were a little, I suppose they got a little bit more to play for than what Adelaide did. Adelaide really had to win every game on the way home to at least make the finals. But Footscray, they won today. They're really in touch now, and they came out and they played accordingly. And we mentioned, and we're going over it again, about local knowledge of this ground. It's a particularly difficult ground to play when the wind is blowing, and it did in the first quarter. And Footscray attacked through the near flank, and they really had a plan and purpose. They actually brought the ball across. I remember Hawkins doing it initially, bringing it across from the outer wing right across midfield, and they attacked down near the flank on the opposite side to where that ball's coming from Croft. And they were punching from behind. They had Southern, who did fantastically well in the first half. Just opportunities didn't allow him to come in, except in the last quarter when he's moved down forward. But they didn't have too many good players, Adelaide. McDermott, I suppose, tried hard. There's a terrific contest between Wren and Griggy, two big ruckmen, and that was a highlight.
Certainly was one of the highlights of the day.
And I thought the other highlight was the kicking and the play of Chris Grant. But then again, when they got the ball around midfield, Footscray, as Cameron did on that occasion, they went into the forward line with real confidence. Osborne was good. There he is, far more consistent than what he has been. Reynolds gives them a little bit of strength on that forward line in the forward pocket. He's a very Dow type player. He runs hard at the ball. And then
got a bit of mongrel in him, Don, hasn't he?
I didn't want to say it. You said it. And Luke
what I mean.
Yes, and Luke Beveridge also did well up there. And Cameron, we saw him spotting someone earlier with the ball from midfield, and he came into the game as the game progressed. So I was very impressed with Footscray, and who wouldn't be when they've kept the team goalless in the last quarter here. But Adelaide, I don't know what you can say.
Can you see Alan Joyce's coaching standing out now that he's had them for a while?
Well, I haven't seen them too often, but they do kick the ball a lot. They don't handball terribly often, and they kick the ball rather long. He likes those fellows that are committed for the ball, and you've got strength on each line just about, fellows that are just interested in the ball, and they really do hold you together. And then you've got the fellows that finish it off. Adelaide, getting back to them, let's talk about Adelaide. I don't know what they're going to do. Their players are very, very much down on confidence. Example, Wiedemann, who got a lot of the ball, especially in the third quarter, but fumbled it. And I suppose if you work on percentages, you've eventually got to get and start and use the ball properly. But they lack height. They've only got one big fellow, and that is, I suppose they've got a couple, one in Pittman and one in Wren, but they haven't got height up on the forward line, and they're really lacking that. Modra is out of form, but what can you do? He just lost all confidence.
I'm going to ask you about that, and we'll talk about that with Curls in just a moment, but is it a case of no Modra, no Adelaide, like no Hawthorn, no Dunstall and so on?
Well, I think, when you have a focal point, as you have with Modra and you have with Dunstall, the fellows up the ground are looking for them all the time. Now, Modra's kicked 60 goals, and that's a good effort today, but they haven't got too many other options. And the trouble is, when they're down, the rest of the team are down, because they really do form a pattern. And when we played at Hawthorn, Peter Hudson was injured in 1972, and Hawthorn were lost for a number of years because they were only interested in looking for Hudson. Put it down, Hudson was good enough to finish off for them, and it takes a little bit of readjusting, and if those players are down, well, you're in real trouble.
Now, the stats for Mitsubishi Motors, Don, and the first one probably tells the story, doesn't it? That's enough.
Well, yes, kicks, and as I said before, they use the ball a lot better. Well, I mean, they kick the ball more than what they handball, and that's again evident. The tackles were always Footscray's were, especially in the second quarter, and they went on with that too, because I think they were even when we last spoke at half-time, well, not very much different, and also it was fairly even as far as the centre breaks, but the second half they drew away once again, Footscray, with those centre breaks, and that's indicative. If you can get the ball out of the centre, well, it's indicative of the way you're going to play the game.
All right, let's look at the individuals now, and I guess we should start appropriately with Chris Grant. Look at that breakdown in the quarters there. 12 kicks, well, 3 in each quarter. That's remarkable, and he finished up with 7 goals.
Yes, well, the highlight was the fact of his conversion, 7 goals too. I mentioned that he's been very inaccurate this year, coming into the game. 47 goals, 40 points. So you can see there it's nearly a 1-for-1. But today he had his right kicking boot on. He has been out of form in recent weeks, but he's really come back to form, and
he's given them a target up there. Now, Adelaide's best player, I'm sure you'll agree, by the length of the Flemington straight.
Yes, I would, and you can see there 23 hit-outs. He's had 22 possessions. That's an excellent effort from a ruckman, and what more can you say?
Well, I think he's a real chance for the Brown, though, Sean Wren. Ilya Grigic, and that was one of the features, as you said, of the day. The great
and
battle.
I would not say that Grigic had his colours lowered at all. That was a fantastic mark. It was a real contest. It was a one-on-one situation, and one had to come out, and I'm not going to split these two. Well, I suppose I have split them because I've given votes a little bit later. But that's a very interesting stat, and I thought they were even today. And Hart, well,
he tries all the time.
He tries, but he just wasn't there. He made his stats look a little bit better by 7 kicks in the last quarter. But
well, I'll tell you what, if they had a few more Ben Harts, they would have been a lot closer, wouldn't they?
Well, he is a class player. And Scott West, he started a little slowly. Yes, he only had the 3 kicks in the first quarter. Came back into it, but it's still not a bad effort. He's been doing well since moved midfield 6 weeks ago.
And this guy never knocks up trying, does he? 20 possessions.
I thought he tried particularly hard, and 20-odd possessions, and there's not too many Crows that could hold their head up today, but maybe he could.
All right, you've got to hold your head up now because you've got to give votes for Sports World.
Well, I found it very, very difficult, but I gave 3 votes to Chris Grant. I thought his effort down on the forward line, he was a focal point, and he kicked his 7 goals too. I thought that was an excellent effort. I split them here. It's a pity that we've got 3, 2 and 1, but I gave 2 to Wren. I thought that was an excellent effort today, and also Grigic got the 1 vote, but you've got to also mention Costa. I thought Costa did an excellent job on McGuinness. He's knocked off Hocking, was it Swass last week, and now McGuinness today. Also, Southern's first half was excellent, and McDermott. I thought Osmond gave a little bit of strength across half forward. So those
but
players...
two ruckmen getting the votes.
Well, it'll be interesting, and maybe...
I say that without making a comment. OK, we'll take a break and we'll be back with more in just a moment from the Western Open.
That's what I like about, yeah, that's the thing about me, the thing about football.
And welcome back to the Western Oval. Footscray convincing winners today over the Adelaide Crows. Right now, let's check on our contenders for Mark of the Week.
Time now to check the contenders for the Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Each week, 5 lucky callers will receive a Black & Decker drill pack.
And the 5 contenders we're looking for today, Ben Harts against Geelong. On the chest. Kicked by Kerrison. What's this one? Gavin Brown. Courage needed there by the Collingwood skipper. That's the number to vote for him. Anthony Stevens backing into the pack at Optus Oval. Same match. Darren Crocker. What a beauty. And look at this one from Nicky Winmar. vintage stuff from the Saint Star, and there they are. Hart, the number on the left, Brown, Stevens, Crocker and Winmar for our marks of the week. Well, footy libraries are expanding week by week, and Just for Kicks, second edition, I can recommend that to you. Plenty of good contributions, one of which comes from Paul Roos.
Back in 1987, I was very fortunate to tour Ireland with the Australian Gaelic football team, and one of my roommates on that particular trip was the Adelaide Crows gentleman Andrew Jarman. So during the trip, obviously we set our sights about finding the best nightclubs in Ireland, and we were fortunate one night we'd had a good night and got home fairly late, and the phone rang around about 4 o'clock in the morning. So I picked up the phone as Jars was sound asleep, snoring his head off, and said hello, and it was Stephen Goff, the Carlton recruiting manager at the time, because a number of our players on that tour were fairly hot property. Stephen Goff wanted to speak to Andrew Jarman fairly urgently, so I said, Goffy, well, unfortunately Jar's asleep at the moment. He said, well, Paul, can you please put him on? It's, it's fairly urgent. I said, well, Goffy, no, look, he's sleeping, he's had a few quiet ones and he's very tired. And Goffy was adamant that he wanted to speak to Jar, so I woke Jars up, which was very difficult to do because he was in a deep sleep. And Jars, I passed the phone over to him and rolled back and went to sleep myself. A couple of minutes later, I wasn't sure how long because I'd gone back to sleep, but I could hear someone yelling in the end of the phone, and I turned over and there was Jars snoring his head off, had the phone in his right hand, hanging out of the bed with Stephen Goff mentioning telephone book figures to Jars. So I picked up the phone and put it back on the hook. So for all you Carlton supporters, that's the reason he never ever played for Carlton.
Bit warmer up here?
Love warm up here, Peter.
Well, we're not going to grill you, but in view of the Crows' demise today, their finals aspirations are now gone. I think we might look to next season and what's happened this season, Coles. And first up, let's take a look at Adelaide's position on the ladder and how they've actually gone downhill and see if we can work into anything in that slide there. Now, are there any particular points that have heralded that drop out of the top 8?
Well, the little peak there about match 5 or 6 is that was the Brisbane game, which was a very good win up there. And from there, things just went wrong. We did pick up quite a few injuries, which every club does experience, True. But unfortunately they were to our key players, and it hurt us badly. And from then on, there have been a lot of distractions in the club, and and for some reason, the whole team spirit, the hard-working team effort on the ground each week has just not been there. It's been a spasmodic performance from individuals. They haven't worked together as a team, as good teams should work together. And of course, our forward players have just gone downhill badly. Like Tony Modra was our big success story last year. This year he's just been a shadow of that form, and he hasn't had support all around.
Well, speaking of Modra, I mentioned this to Peter McKenna and Don earlier. Is it a case of no Modra, no Crows?
Well, in this particular the season, it has been. Like Tony was sensational at the start of the season with a great performance against Carlton, and then got hurt against West Coast. Performed on occasions after that. But his consistency, particularly over the last 10 weeks, has been very, very poor. We saw today that he was completely outclassed and lacking confidence.
Confidence is the bottom line, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there were balls there today that hit his body.
Got his hands on?
Yep, and didn't hold them, and that's a worry. And we've had nothing up across the half forward. Mark Rasciuto occasionally has given us a bit of drive through there. Smart, when he was available early and playing well, gave us an avenue occasionally, but
you can't play Smart everywhere, can you?
And they've just lacked quality players up forward to kick a winning score.
Graham Corns, and I say to his credit, has left Modra there. If he's going to come back, well, he's going to come back at full forward, perhaps nowhere else. Is that the thinking of Cornsy?
Well, to Graham's credit, he has persisted with a player that has done the job before, hoping, I guess, that he can find that touch again that made him such a dangerous player last year. It hasn't happened, but full credit to Graham. He's stuck by his game plan and he's had confidence in the boy, so now he may have to look at something else. The next 4 weeks are going to be very critical for the Crows for planning for 95. They just have to come up with some type of new game plan and hopefully a better performance for the faithful flock to follow.
Good alliteration. Your voice is as bad as mine. Let's look at today's performance, and Don Scott gave Sean Wren 2 votes, and I don't think too many people would argue with that. He tried his heart out. Now, there were a few others there we could put in the same category. Ben Hart's game was terrific. McDermott gave everything, and Scott Lee on the back line. Now, they're perhaps some of my choices as guys that did put in. You said it wasn't a team effort, though. They're not combining.
No, and the fumbling was there. Our confidence, our approach to the ball was good. Well, I keep saying the Crows approached the ball good and solid, but they fumbled on far too many occasions. Wayne Wiedemann, I thought, early in the game had the opportunity to...
He had a lot of possessions.
Well, he had the opportunity to get a lot of possessions, but unfortunately fumbled. I thought our better players today, I thought Ren,
all right,
of course...
Well, let's just go down. Anderson, and about 10 seconds on each one.
A reasonable performance from Greg. He hasn't been in good form lately, but good. Ben Hart, I thought, always gives quality. He's asked to do a lot of jobs, and I thought today he did a good job. Ren was superb a game in a great duel with Griddick or whatever his name is. I think that's his name. Is that how you pronounce it? Briggs? He was good. McDermott tried hard in the thick stuff, in the hard stuff. Bickley, of course, had jobs to do and was struggling.
Was injured.
Scotty Lee, unfortunately, didn't deliver the ball well early. He was wayward in a lot of his kicking. Maynard, honest performance. McKinnon, I thought, at quarter time, given the job on Osborne, did a great job on Osborne. Osborne we didn't see for the rest of the game. Wayne Wiedemann fumbled. Rasciuto was right out of the game early, couldn't get in the game at all. Liptak struggled again. Wellman a couple of catches, but asked to do a job that he hasn't been asked to do before. Struggled. McGuinness well held by Costa, struggling with injuries. McGuinness. Pittman pretty good early. Asked to do a job which he's a ruckman. That's his primary. But asked to do a job. Smart struggled with Grant. Got a bit of touch up forward. Ingerson struggled all day. Modra nothing. Jamison I thought pretty average today. Kluzak, Pesh and Powell not given much of an opportunity.
All right, well, that was their effort today. The past 3 years, of course, prompted many, including me. I thought Adelaide would go on and win the flag this year after their effort last year. They finished third, but it's a time for rethinking, Curls, isn't it now?
Well, it certainly is that. It was a steady progress up to last year. Even at the end of the minor round last year, it was not as if we were 16-4. I think we were about 11-11 or 12-10 or something, and we had that one big win against Hawthorn, which got us into that situation, that performance against Essendon, in which they blew it. 75 is going to be interesting. It's
95.
Sorry, my apologies.
Living in the past.
Yeah, 95 is going to be interesting, Peter, because there's a bit of work to be done back at Crowland in looking at players and assessing players that were in and out the side this year, whether they can do some trade-offs. They've got to be ruthless. They've got to make some hard decisions, and they've got to have a look at all areas.
Curls, thanks for that, and we'll let you go and get a coffee.
Thank you, Peter.
Give your voice a rest. All right, the other match in Brisbane, of course, this afternoon. Very close up there this afternoon, and we're going to Adelaide now, and Bruce Abernathy is going to take us through that match, Brisbane and Melbourne from the Gabba. All right, now for relays, let's check the match in Sydney this afternoon. The Sydney Swans were up against Fitzroy, virtually a battle for the wooden spoon. So let's take a check at some of the highlights of the first quarter.
A lot of footy bays for still a relatively young fellow to centre half forward, kick it. It's been a bonus for the Swans this year. Kapler, normally a good kick off one leg. Right there by Kapler. It's a terrific kick. I think he might have got it. He has.
The Lions lead by 7 points. Glorious late afternoon here in Sydney. Up goes Cook to win it down for Landia. Had it in front of him, lost it. This is Kapler, who kicked the last goal. Kicks inside the 50. Minton Connell is down there, and that's a very clever mark.
Right, Minton Connell, I think, kicked 9 goals against Fitzroy last time in a losing side.
He's got 17 in his last 2 outings against Fitzroy. From 25 metres out, he's got the goal.
And Fitzroy beat Essendon, Brisbane, Sydney and Hawthorn. So a couple of big scalps there. Here's Gray.
From about 60 metres out, long down towards full forward, and the mark is held behind by guess who? Minton Connell. Was knocked out against the Brisbane Bears about 4 weeks ago on this ground. Here he is from directly in front, going at his second, straight through the middle. Seakamp long into the forward line meantime, wheeled in behind a Ruse. Ruse going goalward, kicks his second.
And there it is at quarter time. Scores dead level at the SCG in the second half of our doubleheader today. 3-3, 3-3, the Sydney Swans and the Fitzroy Lions. Next week we move into round 21, the business end of the season. Melbourne and Collingwood will be a blockbuster at the MCG. Fitzroy, Geelong and St Kilda Footscray on the Saturday, and a big game on Sunday too down the bottom. Sydney Carlton, Adelaide Brisbane and Richmond versus Hawthorn. The injury-stricken Bombers have the